Yep.
Johns Field getting ready to start the 2024 USPBL season right here on the USPBL network. It's going to be a great season as we get ready to have the championship ring ceremony for the last year's champions, the Utica Unicorns, as they score off again tonight against the Westside Woolly Mammoths in a championship game rematch. I'm Alex Johnson, along with my partner here tonight, Tom Cavanaugh. And Tom, we're looking forward to a great season here tonight, and it's going to be a great season. Happy to be back here at Jimmy Johns Field. It's going to be a great summer. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm thrilled. I'm very excited for my first season, being able to cover all four of these teams, and a lot of returning players, but a lot of new ones as well. And we're seeing right down on the field right now the award ceremony, the ring ceremony taking place for the Utica Unicorns, who won this whole thing last year in dramatic fashion, taking down their opponent today, the Westside Woolly Mammoths. There's going to be a lot of great talent on display today and tomorrow as we feature all four teams over the course of the next 48 hours. I can't wait, Alex. This is going to be a blast.
Yeah, it will be, Tom. I'm looking forward to it as well. And the Unicorns, last season, they were a team that finished fourth in the regular season. They went on a little bit of a losing streak near the end of the season, but they were able to get back on track, get hot at the right time, and able to steal the championship game from the regular season champions, the Woolly Mammoths, who were dominant throughout the entire season. But the Unicorns came into play. They had to go through all the games to get through to the championship game on that Saturday night back in September of last season. But anything could happen, and congratulations to Coach Jim Essien and the rest of the team from last year and getting their rings here from the championship season a year ago, and they're looking to get back on track and looking to repeat once again this season.
And they got a good chance of it. And it's funny you mentioned that. Anything can happen at any time between these four teams because there's so much even talent across the board. And you can see all these returning players back with the Unicorns that are receiving their rings from last year. But even though Westside was your best team in the entire regular season, they were the regular season champions. It could take any team whatsoever with the right pitching, a couple big swings to win that championship. And you can tell what that means to these guys right now as they're walking through this line, fans starting to pile in here at Jimmy Johns Field. And this is a big moment for a lot of these guys in their second year back with the Unicorns being able to hoist that trophy and grab a ring.
Yeah, and it feels really good for these guys, especially when they're making themselves known here, trying to get to the next level, getting a minor league contract from a major league team, and that's a goal for all these guys. We've talked about it throughout the entire season. We've talked about it throughout our time at the USPBL network. Is these guys looking to get themselves better game in and game out, every day, and they want to be able to do as much as they can, to get to where they want to be. 52 guys, were signed throughout the existence of the USPBLs. We'll get our 9th season here today, and one of those guys, Andrew Huffman, who was on the championship team of the Unicorns last season, got signed last week by the Minnesota Twins, and then 6 players went all the way up, from the USPBL starting. We had 2 last year, former Beavers, Randy Wynn and Joey Weimer. So a lot of talent and a lot we've seen just in a short amount of time span here in the USPBL, and it's really fun to see and exciting to watch.
Well, they got a lot of eyes, professional eyes that are on these games at all times, just analyzing the players, watching obviously their performances, but also their demeanor as young men. Because it takes another type of guy to be able to play at the professional level. And you spoke to it. 52 different athletes have been called up and signed those minor league deals, and that's what it's all about right now. These guys are trying to just put all of their talent on display every single inning, every single game. So at any time, whether it's the first inning of game 1 here today or it's 2 months down the road at the end of this season, they're going to get those type of calls, and that's all you can really hope for, because this type of league, these independent ball leagues are meant to have these guys move on to the next level.
Yeah, they really are, and every coach around here for these 4 teams, they do a really good job of taking care of these guys and getting them prepped, not just for the game coming up, and just for their careers. And it takes a lot. A lot of these guys, they've had experience themselves, getting to this point as coaches, and able to build that chemistry, with your teammates and the coach is something that's really needed, especially for these young men.
Yeah, obviously we see right now that Unicorns team, it's a big deal, but you just mentioned guys that have been players in the past and are continuing to look on. Taylor Jellikowski, the head coach of the Westside Woolly Mammoths, played in this league. He was signed by the Twins, was player of the year in single A ball with the Fort Myers Miracle, and that just shows what type of talent runs through this organization. It's really something, and it can be promising for a lot of these athletes here today, trying to follow in that same footstep of being able to go pro.
Yeah, absolutely, and the fans are really enjoying themselves here, and it's good to see them back here as we get ready to get the game underway in just a few moments. But it's good to have all the fans coming back here. They had a good time. Coming out here. I expect a sellout here tonight for opening day. They're ready to see these teams come back out here and play. It's always a great atmosphere here at Jimmy John's Field, and good to have the fans back, and they're ready for another exciting year.
It's incredible, Alex, and I can speak to it, because when I was 14, 15, 16, I was hanging out near the bullpens over there, getting some autographs, talking to some of the players on their pitches, what do they usually throw on a daily basis, stuff like that. And that's what a lot of these young athletes are doing as well, along with the families that come here and use this Jimmy John's Field as a place for them to come together, gather, maybe a work group comes. But you're right, I think we're going to get a full packed house. As you can see right now, people just filling the back of this infield, and I saw a lot of guys getting autographs, a lot of former players that have, I guess, fan favorites in a lot of these families, and other fans as well. So it's really just a community in and of itself, and it's a lot of fun to watch. This is my first time here at opening day, and it's been awesome, because just everywhere you look, you got other people, a lot of positivity, guys, with a smile on their face, excited for another year of USPBL baseball, 9th season. It couldn't get any better than this.
Yeah, absolutely. We're excited ourselves, and we're going to get ready to start the game shortly between the Unicorns and the Mammoths. When we come back, we'll find more of our thoughts on this game coming up, and then right after that, we'll have our first pitch and pregame festivities right after this, right here on the USPBL Network.
Hey, welcome to opening day. Jimmy John's fan.
Tonight it's a rematch of last year's championship game between the defending champions Utica Unicorns and the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Especially tonight. But coming up on the Mammoth side, they return a lot of key players offensively, like you mentioned, Francis Fortino, but other guys such as
Get in this. What am I doing? Get in it. You're bringing it there. You really don't have to zoom or anything. Just get him hitting the ball. See it through there.
Yeah, that's it right here.
What? Can you see him through it?
No.
Just look at this. You don't have to track the ball. I'm just gonna flat.
The last guy. Last guy was good.
It's audio.
No, there's not.
all 4 teams. It's going to be a great opening weekend here tonight. First pitch is number 4.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
There are many things you can rely on in this world, like a sunny day brightening your mood, your mom baking the world's best apple pie, and never a dull moment in running your business. And when it comes to time-consuming HR tasks, you can rely on Tryon. Tryon can handle payroll and taxes, employee benefits, and more, so you can stay focused on attracting and retaining the best talent. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
And welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field. Get ready to start opening day in just a few moments. But let's take a look at our sponsors for today's game. We'd like to thank them all here. Look at our sponsors for today's game. Balfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, Corewell Health, Dave & Buster's, DTE Energy, Fifth Third Bank, Jarbicom, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, McQuaid Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Refrigeration, Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Pepsi, and United Wholesale Mortgage. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors of the USPBL to make this broadcast possible here tonight and throughout the entire season on the USPBL network. As we get ready for the pregame festivities, fans are filing in here at Jimmy John's Field, getting ready to get all the action here. The 2024 season is just moments away. We're about a little over 13 minutes from first pitch. And it's going to be an exciting year, everyone. Alex Johnson and Tom Cavanaugh with you here tonight. We got the umpire meetings with both managers, Jim Essian of the Unicorns, Taylor Jellikowski of the Mammoths. As I take a look down here at home plate.
I don't know about you, Alex, but I think these are obviously playing today right now. We haven't seen the other talent, but these are just at the beginning of the year in the preseason polling, I guess you could say. These could be the two best teams in this league, and we're going to watch a lot of great talent here today between these two squads. And one thing I wanted to hit on, too, is there's such an importance in these teams only having 19, 20 players part of their rosters. So everybody gets to play on a daily basis, and it's...
Yeah, let's take a look at our starting lineups here, Tom. I'm looking forward to it as well. And for all these guys getting an opportunity to play and play at the level they want to be at, especially for the new guys. As we take a look at our starting lineups here tonight, here's what head coach Taylor Jellikowski has for his opening day lineup. Leading off will be the shortstop Alex Garbasic, who was really crucial to the team's regular season run last season. He's finishing in first place. One of the newcomers who's going to be a bright spot here for the Mammoths to look out for, Anthony Sharkus, is in center field batting second. He was a key player at Medina University. We'll talk about him more in a few moments. Back with USPBL again this season at first base is Fox Liam. And the cleanup spot, Francis Florentino, the designated hitter who got signed by the Twins back in mid-June of last year, coming back to the USPBL for his second year. Nick Pastor moves over from the Unicorns to the Mammoths. He's in right field batting fifth. Dre Williams Nelson also returning to the USPBL in the Mammoths. He's batting sixth, playing second base. Over at the hot corner is the third baseman Nick Webb. Behind the dish is another veteran on this Mammoth squad, Scott Combs. And then a newcomer out in left field, rounding out the lineup for the Mammoths tonight, is Jose Cedeno. And then Michael Esposito from the Beavers last season is coming over to the Mammoths this year, and he'll take the opening day start for Taylor Jellikowski's squad. Now let's take a look at the defending champs, the Utica Unicorns. Here's Coach Jim Essian's opening day starting lineup. As we get it set here, leading off at right field is number 3, Sam Baduris. He's one of the newcomers here. A lot of new faces for the Utica Unicorns. Can you show the Unicorns lineup, please? So Sam Baduris is leading off in right field. Then he'll be followed by left fielder Joe Smith, another new face. So a lot of new faces on this team we'll be looking out for. Can you show the lineup, please? The Unicorns, the Mammoths on the screen. And after Joe Smith's going to be D. Triplett over at first base. A lot of high expectations for him coming out of college. He's over at first. Jared Weber is over at the hot corner in the cleanup spot. Then Sam Gurgley, who came in late last season, is back this season for the Unicorns. He's out in center field, batting fifth. Over at the sixth spot is DH Tyler Shin, who's going to make his opening day debut for the Unicorns here tonight. Patrick Baggett, one of the returners from last season. He's over at shortstop batting seventh. Sherman Martin III is over at second base batting eighth. And rounding out the lineup is the catcher Alex Crump, who was on the Beavers last season, is coming over to the Unicorns for 2024. And it's going to be Ben Kreisen on the bump, getting the opening day nod for Jim Essian. As we get ready to announce the lineups on the field. And I'm just excited here, Tom, and getting ready to go in just a few moments.
Yeah, we'll talk more about Michael Esposito when he toes the slab in the bottom half of the first. But Ben Kreisen, man, he spent a lot of his time at Florida A&M, headed over to Murray State for his last couple of years, ended his college career in 2023, but a 2.76 ERA in his final season with Murray State. He was a huge part of the final 6 weeks of the season in the Utica Unicorns playoff push in their semifinal game where they clinched over the Beavers. 2 scoreless innings from Ben Kreisen. He's a strong right-handed pitcher with a great four-seam. He'll mix in a sweeping slider and a nasty 12-6 breaking ball. he's got some good stuff. He just discovered a splitter, and he could mix that in a little bit here and there. We will see later today, but Jim Essien's throwing one of his best arms here and bringing out a great lineup. Baduris, he's a great player as well. Gurgley, D. Triplett, Jared Weber, got to watch out for him in the cleanup spot. Patrick Baggett, Sherman Martin, and as you said, Alex Crump. I mean, these guys, Tyler Shin as well, and Joe Smith, all around the lineup, they are pretty stacked. And you can't ignore what these Woolly Mammoths have going on. I mean, the 1-2 punch in Garbasic and Sharkus for Westside, that's the same 1-2 punch that the Madonna Crusaders had for the past 2 seasons. Fox Liam, I was watching him hit BP, and he hit the live band out there in right center field, or close to him, just absolutely depositing baseballs into the outfield. And then Francis Florentino, he's a professional ball player. He was undrafted free agent in 2016 from the Milwaukee Brewers, and you're not going to see any better talent on this baseball field here tonight or all summer than Francis Florentino. Dre Williams-Nelson, another one. He was drafted in 2018 by the LA Dodgers in the 14th round. I'm excited to see what Dre Williams-Nelson has got going on at second base. Scott Combs, you mentioned him, another one of those members from the Unicorns that got a win last year for the 8th championship season at Jimmy John's. And Jose Cedeno, we didn't talk about him a lot in the pregame, but Jose has got a big swing from the left side. He's going to succeed mightily in this league from what I saw from him. So there's a lot of big hitters. We talked about Kreisen and his ability to get a swing and miss and use a lot of different pitches. And Esposito, he's been a kind of a journeyman in college, but we will get more into his stuff in that bottom half of the first. Like you said, Alex, I'm excited, and it's because of all the great talent we have out on the field today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. The players themselves, the fans, are piling into their seats, and we're getting ready ourselves to get underway here in just a few moments. When we come back, first pitch is coming up next of the 2024 USPBL season right here on the USPBL Network.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward, not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester, or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
And welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field Opening Day 2024, presented by our credit union, is just a few moments away here in this championship game rematch from last season between the Unicorns and the Woolly Mammoths right here on the USPBL Network. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh with you for all the action here tonight. It's going to be a great night for baseball. Glad to have everyone back here and get ready to start season number 9 of the USPBL. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you two as well watching at home. As Ben Kreisen's getting ready to throw his warm-up pitches, fans. Walking over here, we're down here for the pregame festivities. Always good to have them come out here and get really close to the guys and able to interact with them before the game, and it feels really good, especially for these young kids. They'll remember it for the rest of their lives.
Yes, they will, and they're trying to be in that same exact position that these guys are at right now. And if you check out, as more fans start to pile in here, you have families, work events, kids ranging from all ages that are here to just soak it all in and be a part of something special, because with Ben Kreisen on the mound, you're going to see something special today. And the two top teams from last year going at it, I'm really excited as Kreisen is going to go against Esposito, but mostly excited about the type of bats we're going to see today. A lot of draft picks, undrafted free agents as well, and guys that have thrived at all different levels of collegiate baseball, and they're going to show their stuff here today.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look at Ben Kreisen. You know, we talked about it in the pregame. Tom coming in at 6'1", 210, a righty from Punta Gorda, Florida. You know, spent his time at Murray State, you know, the latter half of his college career. Took a look at his stats from last season: 14 2/3 innings pitched in 13 appearances. Had a 1-3 record, 3.07 ERA, but a strikeout to walk ratio was really good. 26 punch outs compared to 7 base on balls. He's going to be a tough customer to stop here for the Mammoths. They have a really strong lineup, but he's going to be able to hold them down. And Coach Chemesi, when I talked to him the other day, the pitching is going to really be the catalyst for them here tonight.
It is, and it's going to be a little different for this opening day because there's kind of a plan already set in place from both these coaching staffs. It's going to be a limit on the number of pitches that each one of these pitchers are going to throw for the day. So after we see Kreisen for as many innings as we do, it's going to be a new reliever every inning, just so we can get familiar with a lot of these different guys on both teams. And it's great that these arms are able to continue to throw on a daily basis. These guys don't play every single day, so there's some time to be able to rest and get that arm ready to go. But with a 19-man roster, everybody's playing all the time, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. Get ready to start the 2024 season. Alex Garbasic steps into the batter's box, and the first pitch of the season is a swing and a miss.
Dominating with the fastball to start. Love to see it. And a starter coming out of the stretch. Kreisen means business here to open up the ball game.
Yeah, showing that really strong here. Next pitch is down at 90 miles per hour, going with the fastball.
Garbasic was just an incredible third baseman, or complete infielder for the Madonna Crusaders. Hit .376 this past year. 77 total hits and 12 homers.
He fouls that one off to the screen. He was a really dominant player, especially at Madonna as well. Coming from him and what he has been doing. So Madonna has had a really good run, in the regular season, the last few seasons, making it to at least the conference tournament championship.
They won the WAC last year, partly because of Sharkus and Garbasic. Those guys are two of their best, if not their best two players, and they're leading off the first two spots here for the Mammoths in the first.
It's a 2-2 count here. Always good to have that chemistry, especially with guys who you played with in college.
Oh, yeah.
As Kreisen takes a long look, gets set to throw on the 2-2 pitch. Just got a piece of that was Garbasic to stay alive. He went off speed at 80 miles per hour on the gun.
That's a good pitch right there. We talked about the slider that we're going to see from Kreisen, also that big breaking curveball, 12-6. And then he's also going to mix in a splitter here or there. He just discovered it in his arsenal the other day, but if he's got the confidence for it, we're going to see it tonight.
Well, he's going to set here with the 2-2 and a swing and a miss. Garbasic goes down swinging for the first out of the season.
High fastball, tough pitch to go after, but on a 2-2, you got to chase that one. I mean, that just shows the dominant speed that Kreisen has. And you mentioned last year, 26 strikeouts compared to 7 walks. That's exactly why right there.
And able to keep the control here and able to get Garbasic rather down swinging. Now here comes Anthony Sharkus. Man, I was talking about going over the starting lineups. He was just a really dominant player this season over at Madonna. He was an NAI All-American second team last season. He hit .389 this season, 9 home runs, 54 RBIs, 716 slugging percentage, on-base percentage at .452. Just very impressive stats for this young man. Coming out of Canton, he swings at the second pitch he sees and lines one into right for the first knock of the season.
And that's exactly what we expected from Anthony Sharkus right there. I mean, he's got over 105 RBIs in his last 2 collegiate seasons combined. That's incredible. He spent his first 2 years at Eastern Michigan, then went over to Madonna for his last 3, and by far the best bat in that lineup. And he's going to be the same thing here for the Mammoths, but a lot of firepower with Fox Liam coming to the dish.
Yeah, speaking of Fox Liam, he was just a really dominant piece that came in last season in the middle part, just before the All-Star break. He hit .289, had 5 home runs, drove in 18 for the man from the University of Missouri, who takes a first pitch strike inside at 87.
Yeah, Fox can deposit a ball out to right field and clear all of those seats on the lawn, but he's also a swing and miss guy too, so if you're Kreisen, look for that slider down and in at the feet, or maybe a breaking ball in the outer half.
Like to see that. Sharkus is on the move. Crump behind the dish, throws over to second base. Seffer was way high. That's a stolen base for Sharkus. Didn't take too long for him to get that.
Yeah, good start to the year for Anthony, but nothing that surprises me whatsoever, being able to cover Madonna the other year.
It was just a really key piece, and especially in NAIA ball, a lot of players from the NAIA have made the jump over to the USPBL, not just from around here, but down south and out west. So we're going to see a lot of those guys throughout the season, and talk about where these players came from, how they got here, and it's just a showcase for them. For Fox Liam, last season he was at University of Missouri, he went to University of Missouri, and before that, Coastal Carolina University.
2 big Division I programs, and he's meant to be here in this spot right now.
1-2 pitch, hit softly on the ground, right over to second base. That's Sherman Martin III. He throws it over to D. Triplett for out number 2. As we take a look at the starting defense for the Unicorns, presented by 3-Dimensional Services. To go out in the outfield, it's going to be Joe Smith out in left, Sam Gurgley in center. Can we put the chart up for the Unicorns? So Sam Gurgley's in center. Sam Berduris is out in right. And then over in the infield, Jared Weber is at third. Patrick Baggett at short. Sherman Martin, who just made that play, over at second. D. Triplett at first. And behind the dish is Alex Crump for the Unicorns. Now Francis Florentino steps in.
Good RBI chance here for Francis. Fox Liam did his job and hit a ground ball to the right side with a runner on second and less than 2 outs to advance the runner 90 feet away. Just got to hit something hard here, get it through the infield.
Looking to do that. Before he...
Nice block.
Yeah, good stop there by Crump, as I was just about to say. That saved the run. Before he got signed by the Twins in mid-June, he was hitting .377. He had 2 home runs. And 12 RBIs, was just really dominant throughout that first half of the season. Was hitting over 400 for most of the season. But it's coming back here this season to continue to grow, continue to develop as a young guy. And for many of these players who were signed by major league teams or got drafted and then coming back, just to continue to develop their game and continue to grow.
Yeah, Florentino spent time at the Fort Myers Mighty Muscles in single-A ball and still in a professional league right here, but he's trying to get back there. He played a little bit of rookie ball back in 2017 in the Dominican Brewers organization, part of the Complex League, and then he moved on to single-A back in 2023. So right now, after an injury, he was sidelined, and he's trying to make his way back into the MILB.
And we know how he can do here. This one is a chopper right over to Baggett. As a long throw over to Triplett, and able to get him out and prevent a run for the Mammoths as we're scoreless. And in the home half of the first, Unicorns coming up to bat right after this here on the USPBL Network.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show can. Corewell Health.
I'm all in with HR and Organizational Development Council.
I'm all in with Marketing and Business Development Council.
I'm all in with Operations and Member Experience Council.
I'm all in with CEO Council.
I'm all in with Lending Council.
I'm all in with CFO Council.
I'm all in with Technology Council.
Our credit union is all in with CUNA Councils.
Slide.
Welcome back, everyone. Home half of the first inning here at Jimmy John's Field. Unicorns coming up to plate. Well, let's take a look at the starting defense for the Mammoths, presented by Three Dimensional Services. As we take a look out in the outfield, it's going to be Jose Cedeno in left, Anthony Sharkis in center, Nick Pastor over in right, and then in the infield, Nick Webb over at third, Alex Garbasic at short, Dre Williams-Nelson at second, Fox Liam at first, and behind home plate for the starter, Michael Esposito, is Scott Combs. And take a look at Michael Esposito here, Tom, as he's finishing up his warm-ups. He was just a really dominant pitcher. Most of his outings were in relief for the Beavers last season, but still, he was just really an incredible player to watch. In 18 1/3 innings pitched at a 1.47 ERA, all in relief, but is really good, able to attack the strike zone, but it has some secondary pitches that he's going to try to use more of this season.
Yeah, Esposito's a crafty lefty and spent one of his college years at Chipola, which is one of the best junior college Division I programs out there. It's down located in Florida, and if you went to Chipola, you know you're a legit prospect. And he also played his last final year at South Carolina back in 2022. So we're going to see a lot out of this left-handed arm from Michael Esposito.
Yeah, expect him to throw 93, 97 with his fastball, and then low 80s with his changeup, 83 to 86 on his sliders. That one just went not what he expected there. He's fallen behind 3-0 on Sam Baduras.
Hey, got to kind of give the Rick Vaughn, just throw that ball off the back screen one time, let Baduras know what you're working with in that box. So, this is the type of guy on the mound that's going to be able to battle in these type of situations just because of the veteranship of collegiate experience, and then also this is his second independent league. He spent time with the Sioux City Explorers, part of another American Association league.
So 3-0 pitch coming, and he's walked him on 4 straight to start. So leadoff walk for Sam Baduras.
Baduras had a pretty solid year last year at Eureka College. 411 overall in 40 games, 411 average, I should say. 44 RBIs. He stole 33 bases last year at Eureka, so don't be surprised if Baduras takes off on one of these first couple pitches, although he's facing a left-handed pitcher.
Now here comes Joe Smith after the leadoff base on balls to Baduras.
It's 5 straight now for Esposito on the mound.
Smith from Brunswick, Georgia, at 6 feet 215. And so his first strike at 92, right down the middle. Played at Savannah State, Smith, Division II school. Hit 373 in 2023. We had a really good season there in 36 games. He only played 9 games this past season down at Savannah State. On a 2-1 count, taking an eye on the runner as he misses that one low. Going back with his fastball.
Yeah, Esposito's got to trust that fastball to dominate some of these hitters. He throws it blistering across to a right-handed hitter right now. So if you're Joe Smith, just trying to make some hard contact and find a way to get Baduras in a scoring position.
Through on pitch, able to take it right down the middle at 3-2. Esposito really needed that. Can't afford to let the 2 guys get a free pass. And now just going to be really crucial here if you're able to get him out here. Or if you can get a double play ball. 3-2 pitch, just missed outside.
Just leaving a little bit outside. But, you know, these are all pro guys. They can work out of situations like this. Not the end of the world if you walk the first two guys, but he did battle with Joe Smith right there. Well done from Joe. He drew 33 walks back in 2023 for Savannah State, so, and that's not surprising that he's able to work a 3-2 count into a walk, as he had 13 more walks than he did strikeouts in his final season of college ball.
An early visit here for Combs and Esposito. Just those nerves, especially on opening day, and you're just trying to get everything out after a long off season.
And for a lot of these guys, they have not played in front of a crowd of this size.
And that can be a little bit nerve-wracking as well, but
D Triplett spent a couple years over at Cumberland NAIA school, where he had 61 hits in 169 at-bats. Very impressive from him, with 76 RBIs and 17 homers. There's no way D's going to be bunting here with 2 on, nobody out. He's down 0-2 right now, though.
Yeah, he took a big swing and a miss there. You saw at the
we'll
top
see.
part of the
We'll see a
zone.
lot of that, yeah.
Especially when the guys that hit over 300 and also have that power, and able to keep that here as Triplett check swings, slows Rolly over on the ground, going to be stepped over there for the out. Good job right there by Fox Liams to call everyone off.
An even better job from D Triplett, down 0-2 in the count, and you're able to just get that into play. That was pretty much a swinging bunt right there to move both runners up into scoring position. Well done from D, and just being able to muscle that ball into fair territory, that's huge, because you got 2 on scoring position with 1 out and one of your best hitters in Jared Weber.
And Weber, a returner from last season, swings that one foul.
And Weber was a 4-year man over at Florida A&M. He was teammates with Ben Kreisen, the starter for the Unicorns as well. Sorry.
Yeah, now both playing on the same team and able to keep that connection after college. And Weber last season, 24 games with the Unicorns, at .235, a home run and 7 runs driven in. So in a crucial spot here, runner on second base, only 1 out for the Unicorns. Check swing, it went tipped into the glove for strike 2 at 92.
And this is where Esposito's going to thrive. He got out ahead 0-2 on D Triplett. He's doing the exact same here against Weber. If you can get a big strikeout right here, it completely changes the outlook of this inning.
Want to be able to get out of this inning unscathed as Esposito goes back to his fastball. Goes a little bit upstairs on that for ball 2. Coach Essing really relying on Weber, knows a key returner from last season, to be a leader for the new players coming in. Is this one skied right up to the top of the netting to stay alive?
It's a great fight from Weber. It's what you want to see out of your 4-hitter. He has got a lot of pop in that bat as well. Anything down in those right, left center gaps should get the run in, but all the outfielders are playing relatively deep.
Weber does have some good contact and power to his name as he sends that one foul. He hit 11 home runs in his final year at Florida A&M while hitting .317, and it's all about being disciplined, especially guys who do have power but also trying to hit above 300. We've seen a lot of guys in the pros, they have a lot of power but have a sub 300 average or sometimes under 200. So just being disciplined at the plate and not chasing everything is going to be really crucial for these guys as Weber stays alive on that pitch.
Yeah, and you just spoke to it, being able to have that average with the power, but also the stat that I really look at is your number of strikeouts if you're a high-power guy. Back in 2022, just 14 strikeouts in 104 at-bats, and you're seeing why here from Weber, because he's just fouling off pitch after pitch.
We're going to do so here again. He skies this one right near back to the mound, calling everyone off. What a good job right there by Nick Webb for out number 2.
It's a clutch pitch there from Esposito. You saw him walk the first couple guys, not finding the zone, but immediately bouncing back, getting the ground out from Triplett, and a lazy infield pop-up there from Weber. Just being able to minimize the chance here with 2 outs for the Unicorns.
That brings up Sam Gurgley, a guy that was a latecomer known the last couple weeks of the season for the Unicorns. As he hits that fastball, gets a tap or foul.
Gurgley spent his first year back in 2019 at Purdue and his last 3 seasons at Indiana State up until 2023.
A lot of good success for him there as he gets hit to keep the inning going with runners on first and second.
Not the end of the world for Esposito. 2 in scoring position, you hit that left-handed hitter coming out of the left hand of Esposito there. It only loads the bases up, so a force anywhere now as we delve into the lower half of this lineup.
Yeah, it's all going to be up to Tyler Shin, the 6'3", 210 DH from Woolwich Township, New Jersey. Went to a Division II school, Salem University, where he hit .349 and also had some good power. It was a breakout season for him with 12 home runs and 69 RBIs. He lines that one foul right near the Mammoths dugout. And quickly in an 0-2 hole, Esposito just 1 strike away from getting out of this jam.
He's done a fine job of bouncing back after those first 2 hitters to get in front. 0-2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if he can finish the job here and leave him loaded.
Esposito takes a long look, pitching from the stretch, gets a side from Combs. That one just got a piece of it right at home plate. Our home plate umpire called it a foul.
You just mentioned him, Scott Combs. I'm really excited to see him behind the dish, being able to block up some of these balls in the dirt and then throw runners out. Obviously a defending champion from last year. He's an assistant coach over at Macomb Community College on their baseball squad, so he's got a wealth of knowledge, and he's behind the plate as the commander of this Mammoths team tonight.
Able to bring that experience here as Esposito strikes out Tyler Shin to get out of the jam, and the Unicorns will leave them loaded. So we're going to head to the second inning. Still no score. We'll be back here for opening day here on the USPBL Network.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARPCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARPCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARPCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarpcom.com.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester, or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Welcome back, everyone. Get ready to start the second inning. No score between the Unicorns and the Mammoths. Both teams had some good chances there in that first inning. Left them some guys on base, and now we'll see how both pitchers respond here in this second inning. As it's opening night here for the 2024 USPBL season. Glad to have you with us here tonight. Thank you for all those who are tuning in on YouTube and Facebook Live. Make sure you tell us where you're tuning in from and who you're rooting for throughout this season. And we're looking forward to a fantastic summer here at Jimmy John's Field. And Kreisen gets back on the bump.
Yeah, both pitchers with a strikeout right now. It was Garbasic who struck out against Kreisen, and he worked a couple lazy ground balls. One was in the hole towards Patrick Baggett, but He's going to continue to dominate on the bump. Let's see if Nick Pastor can get things going. We've already seen Anthony Sharkus with a hit against Ben.
That one hit foul off of Pastor, who was on the Unicorns last season, who hit .285. Had 2 home runs and 13 RBIs. Played at State University of New York, Brockport, Division III school. Take a look at the fans. Are making noise here at Jimmy John's Field. Glad to have them back here. With the atmosphere and everyone coming in. 1-1 pitch coming, that one almost at the head and of Pastor. And they're going to say it hit him.
Yeah, just got a piece. You see Pastor kind of lean over and kind of turn in. It's not like he leaned into the pitch, but as he was turning to protect himself, that front shoulder and maybe a little bit of the chin area where that helmet meets the jaw is where it might have clipped there on a very heavy breaking ball out of the hand of Ben Kreisen. And it starts off this inning the same way that Esposito did, but there's no reason that Ben can't work himself out of a leadoff base runner.
We'll face Dre Williams Nelson, another returner for Taylor Jellikowski. Also has some experience in the minor leagues. Was a 14th round pick by the Los Angeles Angels back in 2018. Grew up in the Houston, Texas area. Hit .262 last season with 5 extra base hits. So he's another guy that brings a lot of experience to the table.
I mean, definitely. He spent 2 years in rookie ball, and then in 2021 he got a chance with the Tri-City Dust Devils in High A. There he had 13 hits and 73 at-bats, and as you said, second year in the USPBL. He's trying to work back into minor league ball.
Going back over to first base. There's Kreisen over to triple as Pastor dives in safely. Pastor does have some speed. He was 17 of 20 in stolen base opportunities last season. This is a good lead.
There's speed all over the base paths on both sides. We talked about Sam Banduras earlier in this game when he walked. He did not steal, but he had 33 in the last season. And as you said, Pastor, Dre Williams, Nelson also at the dish. They can all swipe a bag.
That one hits a strike for 3-1.
And this is where you go right now if you're both sides. Dre Williams, Nelson going to get a great pitch to hit, and Kreisen has to work back in this at-bat right now.
It's a 3-1 count as they go back over to second base, and they were able to get him out. Nick Pastor is picked off. Ben Kreisen caught him.
He got caught leaning. Couple of extra pounds of weight on that front foot leaning towards second, and a great move from Ben to nab that runner.
So now 1 out, base is clear as that one's tipped into the glove for strike 2.
Nice bounce back there from Kreisen. He's able to pick off that runner. Let's see what he goes with here on 3-2. Maybe another high fastball that he threw to Garbasic, or maybe that slider low and outside.
So 3-2 pitch coming, goes upstairs.
And that's a great job from Dre Williams Nelson. He saw Alex Garbasic, who led off the game, swing at that same exact pitch, and then he left that alone. So it's a 1-out base runner, and Nick Pastor kicking himself right now because it could be 2 on, nobody out. Instead, it was a pickoff move from Kreisen.
Well, Pastor eventually got picked off. No, it's just really tough, but you're able to bounce back from it. No, just the first game coming back.
Oh, yeah, you got to get familiar again, man. I mean, that's just how it is. You got to get comfortable playing here at Jimmy John's and getting back into the swing of things. Some of these guys are coming from a college season, but others haven't played since last year. And obviously they're preparing and doing other things in the offseason, their other outside work, but they're not in a real game form like this until 7, 8, 9 months ago, you know?
Yeah, it's just a long time. As Nick Webb, he finds himself in an 0-2 situation. Practice is different than the game, obviously, and just able to see some real-time pitches and able to get some work in on the base paths. Just going to take some time to get used to for everyone. Just get back into the swing of things, and those early season mistakes. You'll learn from those, and you'll build on that. When we get into late June, July, August. 0-2 pitch coming.
Wow.
That was really good right there by Kreisen at 77, going off speed, right at the heart of the plate, and Nick Webb goes down on swinging on 3 pitches.
I talked with Ben before the game, and he was talking about his pitch arsenal a little bit, and he said he's got a very heavy dropping breaking ball. We talked about it in the pregame, and he put it on display right there. Nick Webb just swung right through that, over top of that ball that sunk right down into the glove of Alex Crump.
There's some good stuff there as now Scott Combs steps into the batter's box. We mentioned how much of a leader he is, behind the dish and now over at Macomb. He also had some time working with Duncan Hewitt of last season on the Mammoths, who also got signed by the Twins in the midseason, and able to learn from him was really crucial in making himself a better player.
Combs, another highly touted Division I college athlete as well. Went 3 years at Michigan State and then spent his final year at Northern Illinois. So, once again, a ton of knowledge and experience in that right-handed box.
Also a local guy as well, from Northville, and went to Dearborn Divine Child High School.
Yeah, we had our fair share of run-ins with Divine Child and Scott Combs for sure. He was a great player in high school as well, as he is still now.
Coming over, playing in the Detroit Catholic High School League. It's the time called here at home plate. There's just been a lot of good talent in all round, especially that Catholic League in the Central Division. Well, Divine Child was in the Central for a long time. As Williams Nelson's on the move, Crump throws a tag by Nelson, not in time.
Heck of a swipe there from Dre Williams Nelson. And a good throw from Crump. He left it a little bit low, and the ball had to be picked at shortstop. But it's tough to get a guy like Dre Williams Nelson when he's got a jump like that. We've seen on the last couple of pitches his lead continued to grow, and he's able to swipe his first of the year.
One hit chopper right over to short. Baggett taking his time. He throws it over to Triplett to retire the side. The Mammoths leave another runner in scoring position. Can't get him in. Still scoreless heading to the bottom half of the second. Unicorns come up to bat. We'll come back right here on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
I'm Anthony Tomey.
Welcome back, everyone. When it's time for baseball, it's time for beer. Two Hearted Ale has been named the #1 beer in America for the past 4 years by members of the American Home Brewers Association. Play ball with the best. Two Hearted Ale, the iconic American IPA from Bell's Brewery, Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. Bottom half of the second inning, Michael Esposito gets back on the hill, getting out of a bases-loaded jam in the last half inning when he was back to work, hoping he has a quicker inning of work and just trying to ease into the game.
Yeah, if he's able to bring that command back up to par right now, he's going to be just fine. 2 walks and a hit batter in that first frame, and that's the only reason that he had issues. Haven't seen that ball hit hard yet, as there's been a couple of a slow tapper to first, lazy pop out, and a strikeout for Mike on the mound.
Now Patrick Baggett, he's at first pitch at 91.
Baggett, 2 different schools in his 2 years of college ball. Florence Darlington Tech and Reinhardt University. 63 hits in his final year with Reinhardt. He was awesome. 25 walks, 40 RBIs as well, 13 stolen bases. So if he gets on, look for him to go.
Yeah, also coming from a really strong program. Reinhardt was another key team down there in Georgia. You got Georgia Gwinnett down there, who's really strong.
Oh, yeah.
NAIA ball has just been really dominant, and it's been really impressive to see, especially teams down in Florida like Southeastern, and also the teams up here. We've had Madonna, we have at Concordia, University of Northwestern Ohio, had a really good run this season. Gonna strike there up at the letters at 91 on Patrick Baggett.
Nice comeback there from Esposito. Fell down in another count, 3-1, but he's going to do everything he can not to lose the leadoff man again.
Payoff pitch coming, and right down the middle for strike 3. Patrick Baggett is caught looking.
And that's a tough pitch to hit, because if you're watching from that angle, Patrick Baggett has to watch that ball go middle, and swing out towards the outside corner. How that ball comes out of the hand of the lefty Esposito, it fades away and has a little bit of 2-seam ride, and it froze him on the corner. Nice pitch for strikeout number 2 for Mike Esposito.
He struck out Shin Sweeney to end that first inning, and now he faces Sherman Martin III. Had a chance to talk with him about how he enjoyed coming here in his journey, how he got to the USPBL, and really close with Alex Pup, shortstop of the Hoppers for a few seasons. Was in really good relationship with him, and that friendship to get him here to the USPBL, coming from Chicago. He's played at a couple schools. He went to Roosevelt University, who will be moving to Division II to the GLIAC from the NAIA next year. Also went to Missouri Baptist, another NAIA school.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are coming from the JUCO NAIA ranks, and it's awesome to see those leagues being able to produce the same exact type of talent that you see in Division I and Division II that make it to the pros.
Yeah, absolutely. Esposito in control. Martin chases a ball way below the strike zone. He went after it. And 3 straight punch-outs for Esposito. He's now in a groove.
I was going to say, I think he's feeling it. Back-to-back walks to start for him, but that did not phase the lefty. And he is dominating right now with a lot of speed on that fastball, with a lot of ride on the pitch.
Now Alex Crump steps in. Another returner to the league who was on the Beavers last season. He did play 1 game for the Unicorns. It was based on injuries or shortened players on a game they had that day. It was also against the Mammoths. He hit a home run against them last season. Coming from Murray State, and also played at Kellogg Community College before that. From Grand Rapids, Michigan. As that one's fouled, 2-1 off the end of the bat of Crump. Well, it's good to have some guys from local around here or from Michigan representing the USPBL. Just fun to watch, they're able to see some hometown guys play right here, very close to home.
Especially those high school guys that you grew up watching or you played against, and you're able to come out here and see these guys compete at the next level.
3-1 count. Can we show some more fan shots? Or like right up? So 3-1 count here on Alex Crump, the number 9 hitter in the lineup tonight, and just gets that one. He was going off to that fastball at 92 by Esposito.
Michael's going a lot of full counts right now. These Unicorn hitters are making him throw a ton of pitches.
Forcing him to work. Takes that one the opposite way, and that one drops down.
First hit of the ball game for the Unicorns as well.
2-out base knock by Crump.
And that's pretty awesome right there from Crump, being that 9-hole guy and breaking up a 3-strikeout streak for Esposito and grabbing the first hit for Utica.
Fans like that. And turns over to the top of the order, Sam Baduras. Baduras started off the game with a walk. From Shorewood, Illinois, went to Division III school, Eureka College. Hit over 400 this past season. You always like guys, when hitting over 400, able to do that. Now trying to replicate that here in the USPBL as he chases that one upstairs for a strike. Crump pulled it left, so it wasn't an opposite hit. I beg your pardon. 1-2 now. As that one's right down the middle, and Baduras just missed it.
Esposito's got to stay with the same stuff right there. Got 2 swing and misses. Let's see if Baduras doesn't miss it.
1-2, way high. He's been going a lot with his fastball here as of late. We haven't seen a lot of his other pitches, his slider or his changeup.
And the fastball's been working. You get 3 straight strikeouts, 2 of them swinging. He's doing the right thing, and he's got a lot of velo on that pitch.
Yeah, he does. Crump is on the move. Combs throws. The throw is tardy.
What a jump. I mean, he was safe by a couple of seconds. My goodness, Alex Crump, heck of a jump against a left-handed pitcher. That's not easy to do, and made it really tough on Combs, who had to go across his body with the glove and make a throw.
And as a catcher, no less.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially, you have to get back out to work, as striking out the side, Esposito's Baduras goes down swinging. And Esposito strands another runner in scoring position, heading to the third. Still scoreless. Way back when the Mammoths coming back up to bat after this here on the USPBL Network.
CEO of Tommy Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Top of the third inning here at Jimmy John's Field, opening day 2024, presented by our credit union. No score here in this championship game rematch between the Unicorns and the Woolly Mammoths. Alex Johnson and Tom Cavanaugh with you for the call here tonight. Ben Kreisen gets back to work.
And this will be his final inning of action, depending on how far he goes. But it's been a nice start so far for Ben Kreisen. Just 1 hit allowed. He did hit a batter as well to lead off the second, but no runs across, and we're just seeing some great pitching on both sides. It's going to take a minute for these bats to kind of get going. Obviously, when you're first inputted into the league here, it's going to take a little bit of time.
And there's a close-up there of Kreisen finishing up his warm-up.
It's going to start off with Jose Cedeno, though, and I'm really excited to see him swing the bat.
Yeah, we mentioned him in that pregame segment on how he's going to be coming from Cumana, Venezuela at 6'3", 215. He was a part of the Philadelphia Phillies farm system. He played rookie league at the FCL Phillies and also had some experience in AA with the Reading Fighting Phils in 2021.
He's a legitimate player for sure. I mean, all these guys are, but Cedeno's really got it going in that left-handed side of the box.
There's been some other guys that we've mentioned who come in from the farm system or have been drafted to have that experience in their back pocket over here to the USPBL and able to use that. As Cedeno takes that pitch outside, going at it at 88 was Kreisen.
Ben's doing a nice job of mixing up his pitches. The fastball to the slider to that curveball that we just saw in the opening pitch. A really nice job of mixing up for these hitters.
Goes back to this. They're going to go over to infield umpire. He say did not go, so it's ball 3 on Cedeno. Scoreboard says 2-1. Now it's 2-2. They did. So it is 2 balls and 2 strikes, not 3-1. So Kreisen gets that to work. Grounds that one fouled on the first base line.
And you're going to see some major league at-bats, minor league at-bats, I should say, from Jose Cedeno, just based on the type of pitches he's going to swing at, and at times a pitch like that he's not going to drive, but he knows could be a borderline pitch, he's just going to swat it away foul, and that's a good piece of hitting.
This one skied in the air into center, going shallow, hauling it in, making the catch that time for the out. Good job by Sam Gurgley out there.
It's the first ball that's been put in the air for Ben Kreisen on the mound. Everything else has been either a strikeout or a ground out. 2 total strikeouts for Ben through 2 1/3 innings.
Able to get a good start here to the season. You'd like to see that. You know, if you're Coach Essien, how this game was going to go, and you can rely on your pitching and your defense to stay in the game, especially against this Mammoths team who has had a lot of power offensively, a lot of key guys from last season. It's basic. Sounds right back to the pitcher and making that play, Ben Kreisen. Wow.
Holy moly. That was a shot off the bat of Garbasic. And that was closer than it could have been, but Kreisen falling off to the first base side, his momentum takes him that way as he throws the pitch, and that ball was headed right for his noggin. Cat-like reflexes from the starter. Heck of a play, and people say that pitchers aren't athletes. I don't get it.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to go over his head, right past second base, but Kreisen able to make that play. So now faces Anthony Sharkus. Going to be interesting to see how he does in the USPBL. Before his time at Madonna, he played a couple years over at Eastern Michigan, over in Ypsilanti.
Anthony's only gotten better every single year. It's been really fun to kind of just follow his career over the last several seasons, and now seeing him in this league, it's really promising for him.
0-2 pitch coming. Sends this one out into the gap in left center. It's also going to drop. Good job there by Gurgley to get it down, though, but it's going to be a stand-up double for Anthony Sharkus. He is 2 for 2 on the season.
What a start for Anthony. He goes opposite field in the right center gap with a single his first time and gets an elevated fastball and rips it right past the center fielder Gurgley. And that is just so expected from a guy that's got so much power and talent. Well done from Anthony with 2 gone. He's able to put a man in scoring position.
It's supposed to be Fox Liam at the plate. It's the first pitch strike. As Kreisen takes a look here. That pitch up high, 1-1. Who's 25? Fox Liam Taps that one foul right at home plate. It is Fox Liam at the plate.
And if you're going to have a guy drive in a run to break open the scoring of the 2024 season with 2 gone, it's going to be Fox Liam right here.
Kreisen looks over at second. And misses that one outside for ball 2, going off speed there at 78. Take a look at Liam. His impressive numbers last season. Trying to duplicate that this season. Try to get the first run on the board. He takes a good eye.
That's a great eye right there. It's a breaking ball with a lot of snap, and if I'm sitting in that box right there, I'm thinking that ball's setting in for a strike on a 2-2 pitch, but he's able to hold off there and have some patience.
Florentino would be next. Just stays alive there. Goes back with the fastball at 88. And you don't want to bring Florentino to the plate. If you're Kreisen, you just want to be able to get him out right here, right now, and keep the score where it is. Because you don't want to get to that heart of the lineup. But you've done really well here so far, to keep the Unicorns right in it.
These fans, though, hungry for some run scores.
Payoff pitch coming. And he missed him way inside, right at his knees. So now he will have to face Florentino with 2 on and 2 outs.
It's a tough first 4 of this lineup here with Garbasic, Sharkus, Liam, and Florentino. I mean, there's no really avoiding any of these guys, and I know you lose Liam there. He's a tough hitter, but it doesn't get any easier with Francis coming up.
Florentino, in a crucial moment here. The Mammoths has had some good job here with runners in scoring position last season. And this was a team that, with a lot of the talent they had, they were able to produce runs at a really good pace. But now, coming through this season, can they come through? Florentino thinks that one way outside. He knew that was outside the zone.
And there's that slider there from Kreisen. I mean, really nice pitch. Just a sweeper that starts middle at the knees and cuts away from the right-handed hitter low and outside. Well done for strike 2.
Yeah, Florentino was not happy about that one. And Kreisen sits him down, going back with that again. That slider at 79, and that was the fifth third out of the game as the Unicorns get out of that jam once again. We are still scoreless heading to the bottom of the 3rd, and here comes JJ the Water Boy, sponsored by Michigan First Credit Union. Always make sure our umpires are hydrated and ready to go. Now he gets a nice treat to fuel him for the rest of the game. Welcome back, JJ. Opening day 2024, the star of the show, doing his daily duty for the umpires. And we are getting ready to continue this opening day celebration as we get ready to start the bottom of the 3rd. We come back after this right here on the USPBL Network.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
about the
Bottom of the third inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field. Opening day 2024. Fans are seeing a pitcher's duel right now. And Michael Esposito gets back to work. And glad to have you with us here on this Friday night here in downtown Utica, Michigan. Game 1 of the season, the 9th season of the USPBL. It's going to be Joe Smith to lead it off for the Unicorns, who walked his first time up. And I liked what we've seen so far for both of these pitchers. They've gone into some tough situations, but they're able to get out of them based on the pitches that they've used. And it's been good work here so far, especially Esposito, who was on a really good move, really good groove in that last inning.
Yeah, Mike only faced 4 batters in that second frame with 3 strikeouts. He's got 4 total throughout his 2 innings pitched.
And had 0-2, now 1-2 as he goes with that fastball at 91 upstairs.
And Mike just needed a couple of first batters to really get settled in. And this is the real Esposito that we have seen and scouted over the last couple of weeks.
Swing and a miss. There's another one. Another swing and a miss strikeout for Esposito.
Yeah, 4 of the 5 strikeouts here for Esposito have been swinging, and that's just a credit to his ability to get that swing and miss from these hitters. Joe Smith right there just cuts and misses on an off speed. Right, he's only been getting better as the game has gone on.
Now D Triplett steps in. A lot of good expectations for Triplett. You know, we mentioned coming out of Cumberland University and able to translate that into the USPBL game. And for a lot of these guys who had really impressive numbers, trying to be able to replicate that, and that's something I want to see, we all want to see throughout the course of the season. And especially for these guys, these new players who might be a little bit nervous, but trying to ease into themselves here, playing in front of a large crowd and just getting all those nerves out of them. But
that's going to take a couple of games, but also some of these guys that have played high Division I baseball are very much used to an SEC, ACC crowd where there's thousands inside the ballpark. So for some, it's different. At the JUCO NAIA levels, you're sitting in front of maybe 20, 30. So it's just a different range for different guys.
There's a shot by Triplett. Lines us out to right. It's going to be a long single, though. That was a great rundown by Nick Pastor to haul them to only at first, but that's just a rip off the bat on that play.
Triplett got a lot of barrel on that one. Similar to his first swing, except that 3 unassisted on his first at-bat was kind of in on the handle. He was able to keep the hands inside, get the knob all the way in, and rope one down the line. Nice swing from D. We're going to see a whole lot more of that over the course of the next several months.
Yeah, came off at a 96-mile-per-hour exit velocity.
And with a wood bat, too, that's saying something. Because these guys that have been playing college ball, they're not used to swinging it with the wood bats. They have their metal BB core bats that they normally use, and the wood is just completely different, and you really have to kind of ease into swinging those.
Now Weber steps in. Yeah, and especially that transition from that metal bat, you get a lot more distance on it than the wooden bat. As these guys are playing with the MLB style rules, with the pitch clock and all the rules that are intact there that MLB has in place over the last few seasons. So it's 2-1 on Jared Weber. Swing and a miss.
That's a hack right there. And I love to see it, 2-1. It's a hitter's count. Go after it, man. Try to deposit a ball over that 8-foot wall in left field at about 330, 325. That'd be sweet.
That's what I'm trying to do here. He goes right this time, but into the stands.
And that's one way to get these scouts' attention. We hit on the pregame. These guys are trying to be recognized. They're trying to be noticed by professional scouts so they can get a call from a general manager or an organization.
They set one softly up the ground. Williams Nelson went the other way. found a huge opening. Was Weber, took advantage of it, and going from first to third is D Triplett. And now the Unicorns have something cooking here in the bottom of the third.
I'm not sure if that was a planned hit and run, but boy, was that executed perfectly. Weber goes the opposite way on a ground ball that takes Dre Williams-Nelson away from the his normal playing position. And Triplett, an easy first to third there. What a swing from Jared Weber. That's why he's in the cleanup spot.
At number 3 on the day for the Unicorns as Gergley swings to the first pitch. There only has one play. He's going to throw over the first out and play down at home, and they got him a double play. It looked like they were just going to get the out at first, but Triplett decided to go late. And what a play by Fox Liam to Scott Combs to get the out at home. That will go down as a 5-3-2 double play. Keeps it a scoreless game as we head to the fourth. We'll be back right here at the USPBL Network.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic?
You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
The fans are in for a good one here, heading into the fourth inning. So knotted up at 0 apiece. And what a play there by the Mammoths on that double play to get out of the inning. As Triplett, he was thinking about staying at third, then decided to go home late. Fox Liam realized it, and they were able to get the out at home. Well, that was just a really huge play here early on here, Tom, and you just really thought maybe, your Unicorns, you thought you were going to get a run there, but
there was miscommunication on both sides. Over there, the Mammoths were trying to turn 2, and nobody covering second base, so the throw was to first, and D Triplett just took a little bit of a hesitation that did not allow him to score. Heads up play from Fox Liam being able to zip it home to Combs and get that final out. You never really see a 5-2-3 double play, or 5-3-2 double play, I should say, but it's going to be the end of the night for Ben Kreisen. He went 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 1 hit batter, but 3 strikeouts. It's going to be Matt Colucci, the right-hander at 6'2", 210, out on the mound.
Yeah, from Amherst, New York. He played also at State University of New York, Brockport, another Division III school. Looking at his stat line from last season, in 36 1/3 innings pitch, 47 strikeouts compared to 14 walks and 27 appearances, 17 earned runs for him on the season. He has a lot of good pitches to his name, has a curveball, a cutter, slider, and his fastball. So a lot to use to the table for him, and he's another guy, a veteran in this bullpen, in this rotation for Coach Jim Essian, and another key piece to that championship team from last season. So it's going to be Nick Pastor, who got hit by a pitch his first time off, to start the fourth inning of play. 2 hits for the Mammoths so far, 3 for the Unicorns. Sends that one foul. Pastor, one of many guys making the change from one team to another here in the USPBL. I mentioned Pastor was on that Unicorns team last season.
It's good to see that a lot of these guys are familiar with each other for playing on different squads and just kind of having those relationships.
A one-hopper to Patrick Baggett. Easy throw over to D Triplett for the out.
I've only watched a couple of innings here of USPBL ball this season, but I know one thing. Patrick Baggett is a legitimate shortstop. He has made hard plays look very routine. He made a backhand play in the hole back in the first inning. He short picked something on the infield grass back in the second, and right there, a very strong arm to get past Orr that's coming out of the left-handed box.
Yeah, he's a guy, only hit .218 last season, but he is going to be a guy that goes at it every ground ball he goes for and right near him. And having a guy like him over at short who makes those kind of plays like that is really crucial for the rest of the infielders.
Also, to cap off the end of Ben Kreisen's day, wanted to give a huge late Mother's Day shout out to his mother, Michelle. And a great outing from Ben Kreisen in his first start this season.
Happy late Mother's Day, to her and for all the mothers out there. For his mother watching here tonight, have a good performance here to start off the 2024 USPBL season, and it's been a good game here so far. And as William Nelson takes one chopper over to third, able to get it to scoop it up there just in time, is Triplett on the throw by Weber.
That's another tough play right there. Weber's got to charge in hard, catch it on an in-between hop, and then kind of a submarine underhand throw that was fading away from Triplett, but D. Triplett, a big guy over there, is able to kind of range to his left side, stretch a little bit, and make that catch. So we've seen some great infield plays from both sides, but especially the left side of that Unicorns infield.
It's been really crucial, especially Baggett and then Weber right there. Those two guys, being on that team last season and helping the guys over on the right side out, Triplett and Sherman Martin the third, want to be able to have that leadership. And for guys that have been playing here for their second season, or some guys in their third season, we'll see some guys tomorrow, but just having that communication with them and helping them grow and develop as those guys coming straight out of college, here and making that transition smooth as possible. And what a good work there by Colucci to get Nick Webb going down swinging for a 1-2-3 inning of work. The Unicorns look to break this 0-0 tie here when we come back here on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Take a look at the fans over at the party suites right behind the Unicorns dugout. Right close up to the action here at Jimmy John's Field. Opening day 2024 presented by our credit union. The young fans having a good time here at the ballpark here tonight. It's USPBL, family-friendly atmosphere. Have a lot of promotion, a lot of theme nights throughout the year, and good to see everyone back here at the ballpark for another fantastic summer here in downtown Utica, Tom.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than this. I mean, you are right in the heart of Macomb County right now, and there's so many fans that come in droves to these games because it's not like you got to hit I-75 and go down to a Tigers ball game, which is still nice to do at times, but it's a lot closer. It's less expensive. You can bring the whole family. You can have a couple of drinks and kind of just hang out and enjoy some very talented baseball at a high level. And we got a new arm on the mound right now for the Woolly Mammoths in Jacob Tate. He spent 4 total years at Ohio in the MAC. So a Division I arm out here right now taking over for Mike Esposito, who was, I think, very stellar. He only gave up 2 hits. He did walk 3. Excuse me, he gave up 3 hits. He walked 3, but he had 5 strikeouts. So very dominant from Mike, and we're going to see him in both starting and relief roles as this season progresses. You got to be happy if you're Mike Esposito.
Lost the stream there for a second. Are we all good? And back here, it's going to be Tyler Shin to lead it off, facing Jacob Tate. As the first pitch is a strike over at 87 miles an hour. Shin struck out swinging to end that first inning where the Unicorns left the bases loaded. That one outside. Upstairs, 1-1. And then at 77 right there. Tate getting into his windup and throws. One takes a hop off the grass of the infield over to Williams Nelson. Gives it to Fox Liam in time for the out.
It's a nice play there from the second baseman, Dre Williams Nelson. That ball was hit very hard, and there was no reason for Dre to kind of play it on the side, so he acted kind of like a goaltender or a first baseman, blocked that ball up, kept his body in front, and threw it over to first. So nice play there, understanding that how hard that ball was hit is going to influence how much time he has to throw to first there.
Yeah, it also took a little bit of a funny bounce on that grass if you just saw. You know, sometimes it could go against you, but this time it benefited Nelson there. You always got to be careful of those low spots on the grass that forces the ball to go up.
A good start here for Tate. 0-2 to bag it.
Yeah, Tate working really quickly here. 0-2 pitch coming. Popped up. Looks like it's going to go out of play, and it will. A lucky fan over there getting a souvenir. That's what it's all about for these young fans, you know, able to catch a foul ball and able to cherish those memories forever. Tate gets back to work quickly in an 0-2. That was right down the middle, but just missed below the knees. 1-2. That was at 87 on the gun. Combs telling him to go right here. He doesn't. So one skied in the air into shallow right. Running forward is Nick Pastor. Able to haul in, make the catch. Williams Nelson was in the area as well.
Don't have a ton of wind right now as well, so anything in the air is really going to stay put where it's at. There's a little bit of billowing wind headed out from home plate out towards left field, but other than that, the ball's not really going to go for much of a ride unless these guys hit it on the screws.
Yeah, take a look at the temperature right now. It was a little bit sunny before game time, and now it's just becoming cloudy here tonight at the ballpark. It's 69 degrees right now. The wind less than 5 miles an hour, so not really much here tonight. Oh, but it's keeping the score entertaining here. Both pitchers, on both sides have been doing really well. It's a 2-1 count on Sherman Martin III.
And the pitchers thrive in this league. They do a really nice job. A lot of the players that are drafted out of these leagues are pitchers, and you can see why, because there's just a lot of dominant arms from both sides. And right now Jacob Tate, who is working pretty fast on the mound, you can see he's got a high velocity fastball, and he's mixed in this slider cutting away from the right-handed hitter multiple times here.
Yeah, 3-1 pitch coming. He's in command, and Martin was just about to drop the bat, and the home plate umpire called a late strike there.
Yeah, home plate Tim Heigl there. He's been around a lot of these collegiate and independent ball leagues. If he sees someone trying to leave, he'll bring you right back.
Payoff pitch coming. He did go around, strike 3. Good job there that inning by Tate for a 1-2-3 inning. Heading to the 5th inning here on opening day here at Jimmy John's Field. No score when we come back here on the USPBL Network.
There are many things you can rely on in this world, like a sunny day brightening your mood, your mom baking the world's best apple pie, and never a dull moment in running your business. And when it comes to time-consuming HR tasks, you can rely on Tryon. Tryon can handle payroll and taxes, employee benefits, and more, so you can stay focused on attracting and retaining the best talent. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Heading to the fifth inning here at Jimmy John's Field on opening day 2024. And the Unicorns and the Mammoths in this championship game rematch. And the fans are waiting for the Friday night fireworks spectacular after the game tonight. Every Friday night here at Jimmy John's Field, we'll have a fireworks show presented by Magna. Always intrigues the fans to come out to a ball game on a Friday night. It's going to be a new pitcher for the Unicorns as they get ready to start the fifth. In just a few moments, Alex Lilja makes his USPBL debut.
Lilja, the tall right-hander, he had his final season over at Central Penn. He was a transfer coming from Westchester University. That's Division II in Pennsylvania. He hit as well as pitched. Did a really great job for Central Penn his past year. So everybody's getting one inning right now. We just saw Matt Colucci go one frame, scoreless, and only facing 3 hitters. So Lilja, he's going to try to do the same thing starting off with Scott Combs. It's the 8-9-1 hitters leading up for the Mammoths.
Yeah, Scott Combs grounded out to short his first time up back in the second. Lilja gets set. His first pitch outside for a ball, 86 miles an hour. Combs hit 240 last in 17 games. One-0 pitch. Got a piece of that one. Go right behind home plate.
That was a healthy hack there from Scotty. A little bit of a high fastball from Lilja. If you're seeing that arm angle from Alex on the mound, he's kind of not 3/4, but a little bit higher than a 3/4 angle, and it's cutting across to a right-handed hitter.
Lilja again, he goes just the top part of the strike zone. He went off speed at 77 there. On a hunt in at that top part of the strike zone, 1-2. Lilja into his windup. Had a good pitch right there, just missed down. So make it 2-2.
These fans starting to file in more and more. It's starting to really fill up here in the grandstands right in front of us. They're thirsty for a run, I tell you what.
They're for chances on both sides. No one is able to punch one in yet, as it's a full count.
Haven't seen a base runner for the Mammoths since Fox Liam and Anthony Sharkus back in the 3rd inning. Just trying to find a way on, and no better than your leadoff man.
Payoff pitch coming from Lilja. Way outside. Missed him at 87 for a leadoff walk.
Good job from Scott Combs being able to work that walk. And it puts your team in a great spot with Jose Cedeno coming up to the dish. And it's always a recipe for success when leadoff batters get aboard. And we're about a little past halfway in this ball game right now. And I think the Mammoths want to try to strike first here and work their bullpen over the next few innings.
Jose Zdeno, and we'll see what the Unicorns do here with their bullpen. And Colucci only getting 1 inning. Lilja here. There isn't any action in either bullpen yet, so 1 on, nobody out for Zdeno. The slow and 0.
Definitely want to be smart here if you're Zdeno. The 2-0 pitch, it's going to be a good one unless it's way out of the Lilja. Saw Combs get walked, so if you can try to find a way to pick up a free base any way you can, you got to have a good eye still.
2-0 pitch coming, swing and a miss. And it's chased him away from the zone there. That's a low part of the strike zone, but Zdeno went after it. It was outside.
Yeah, good bite. Lilja had some fade on that ball, cutting down and away from the lefty, and that's what you want to do with a guy that is very hungry to take a 2-0 pitch deep out to right field.
2-1 pitch coming. Zdeno doesn't go after that one. 3-1. Back to the top of the order with Garbasic in the on-deck circle. The 3-1 from Lilja. Lost him. So back-to-back walks here for Lilja. Now we'll see if the Mammoths can capitalize on this. With 2 on and nobody out, Alex Garbasic, who lined one right to Kreisen his last time up.
Now, Garbasic's always put a good swing on a baseball his whole career, but just seeing one his last at-bat, his first here this year in the USPBL, even though he didn't have a hit, it kind of just opens things up mentally for you.
Yeah, good pitch right there by Lilja, getting there, going off speed at 77.
We saw earlier back in the first inning, it was Mike Esposito who walked the first 2 batters of an inning. Unicorns were not able to score. It's the same position here, but on the flip side.
A good stop there by Crump to avoid that one to go to the backstop. Had to reach out for it. Alex Crump, another veteran behind the dish this season for the USPBL. Making that veteran type play to keep the runners where they're at. Lilja looks at the runner at second. Now throws from the stretch. Garbasic lines one right back to Martin. He'll step on the bag for a double play.
That's baseball, man. I don't know what else to say right there. Another great swing up the box from Garbasic, and wrong place, wrong time, as Sherman Martin III was sitting right there for it. And he thought about tossing it on to bag it at second base, but Martin was already pretty close enough to be able to touch it himself. But well done. Alex Lilja walks the first 2 and then gets a hard line drive caught for 2.
So Combs is doubled up. Zdeno is still at first. Now going to bring up Anthony Sharkus, who had that double in the left center field gap his last time up. Changes the perplexity of this inning now.
He has both of the Woolly Mammoths hits right now. They only have 2 on the board.
Now Zdeno's on the move. Crump throws. The tag is not in time. And we've seen some aggressive play on both sides. Both teams going at it, on the base paths, and that's another stolen base for the Mammoths here today. And that is their third. That's their third out of 4. Well, Pastor was picked off. Now, if you're able to get one into the outfield grass, you're able to get Zdeno home.
Sharkus in a hole right now, but if anybody's going to be able to work out a one, it's him. Down 0-2.
Nothing to worry about for him. Getting able to battle through this. Lilja looks over at second, now throws. That one off the glove of Crump. And now Zdeno moves 90 feet.
It's Alex pitching to Alex there, that pitcher-catcher battery. And Crump behind the dish has been really nice at being able to move laterally and keep that ball in front. But that pulled fastball is just too quick. It hit the chest protector and bounced away to the right, giving Sedano time to move on to third. But with 2 gone, Sharkus has to come up with a clutch swing right here to give his team the very first run of the season.
90 feet from home. We'll see if he can do it. He fouls it off that time. Oh, but Sharkus is not going to go down easily. You know, especially a lot, you know, from his college days at Madonna and, you know, this past season. Just really disciplined. Well, he had 20 strikeouts total in his 190 at-bats.
That's incredible.
So he's a guy that doesn't have a really high strikeout ratio as he sends this one down the hot corner.
Good fight from Anthony. But this is the type of baseball that I guess qualifies you for minor league ball, professional baseball in the major leagues. It's 2-out hitting. Being able to come up with a clutch swing with 2 out, runner at second or third base. This is what kind of separates the boys from the men.
We'll see what he can do here. Lilja has other ideas. This one off right over to second base. Martin, a throw over to Triplett. Not in time. He lost the ball. Popped out of his glove. Sedano scores. And that's how the first run of the season scores. As Sharkus hustling down the line, Martin threw it over to Triplett out of his glove. And it's 1-0 Mammoths.
And if I'm not mistaken, Alex, I'm pretty sure, I think Sharkus beat that out, even though Triplett dropped it. So they're not going to give D. Triplett an error on the board. And I'm glad of that because Sharkus is now 3 for 3. And I just talked about separating the boys from the men and being able to be a guy that can play at the next level and get a minor league contract. And if you're running out ground balls like that and being able to score and manufacture runs, that's a scrappy play from Sharkus. And that's why he's so darn good.
That's really crucial right there by Sharkus to beat that out because you never know what's going to happen. You know, looked like this is going to be a routine ground ball end of the inning, but
and that's exactly how Sherman Martin III played it. He played it as a routine ground ball on the backhand side. He needed to charge that ball an extra step and go after it because Sharkus, he's quick out of that box, and he beat it out.
Yeah, 24 stolen bags over at Madonna this past season. So he has a lot of speed that goes with his power and his high batting average. So that's a guy that when scouts are looking for, based on what he did in college and what you're doing here now, you put yourself in a good position to get signed.
And I'm mistaken as well. They have not assessed that a hit or an error yet. Still just 2 hits on the board for the Woolly Mammoths. And if it does become a 3rd hit, Anthony Sharkus will have all 3 of the hits for Westside.
Yeah, they're still ruling that here. We'll see in just a second as Fox Liam is in a 3-0 count. 0 for 1 for him on the day. Now Lilja trying to limit the damage here. Outside part of the plate for a strike at 86 to make it 3-1.
Let's see if Fox Liam can continue this inning. It was just a brutal way to grab 2 outs with Garbasic hitting it hard on a line drive, but Sharkus was able to, I guess, get revenge in a way. You know, 2 on, nobody out, and you find yourself with 1 on, 2 out on just 1 swing. A little redemption, that's a better word to use, for Sharkus being able to beat that out and get his team up 1-0. But Liam, he's got a chance to make it a 3-0 ball game if he gets a good pitch.
In a hitter-friendly count right now, and he's not going to get one as he gets his 2nd base on balls. So the inning keeps on going for Francis Florentino.
That's the 3rd walk of the inning as well for Alex Lilja. And only just 1 run has been scored across thanks to that double play that happened earlier in the frame. But now you get Francis Florentino, who's 0 for 2. And if you can find a way to tie up Francis here and get out of this inning just down 1-0, that'll be huge.
Absolutely, and especially how Florentino has been and what he was last season. as a high talented player. And chases that one.
Yeah, that was a nasty slider right there from Lilja.
Lilja, it's his pitch. Misses that one. Slid away with the slider, 1-1. First and second, 2 outs for the Mammoths. Have a 1-0 lead. Thanks to Anthony Sharkis. Are beating out a throw by Martin over to Triplett at first base. And Anthony Sharkis has been carrying this team here tonight. You know, in his first game at the USPBL, Florentino sees one in. As again, falling behind is Lilja on Florentino.
Yeah, he's missing with the fastball right now. The slider's been successful, but the fastball, he's either spiked in the dirt or missed inside out, or out east to west, I should say. Like that right there, another fastball inside.
We'll see. There is some action in the bullpen for the Unicorns, and it looks like
here comes Jim.
Yeah, Coach Jim Essian is talking over with Lilja, and looks like we are going to have a pitching change, and we will. The Mammoths have a 1-0 lead. They have the bases loaded, already scored one thanks to Anthony Sharkis. We'll see if the Unicorns can keep the score where it is when we come back right here on the USPBL Network.
They call me Prospects. Since the day I was born as a diver's watch, the challengers of the world have taught me many things. Life is not a numbers game. It's about challenging ourselves. No matter what happens, just follow your heart. These pioneers drive our generation forward. Not by setting records, but by never giving up. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Available at Lucido Fine Jewelry.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester, or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
The fans are doing the YMCA here at Jimmy John's Field. Coming back here after a long off season of play, and now we're going to have a new pitcher for the Unicorns to try to keep the score where it is. 1-0 in favor of the Mammoths. It's going to be Danny Dens, the southpaw at 5'10", 205 from Elk Grove Village, Illinois. And he's another guy with professional experience in the minor leagues, and he's going to look to try to come through here in this difficult spot here for the Unicorns. The base is loaded, but he does have just trying to get out of the inning with two outs.
Yeah, Danny's a very legitimate left-handed arm. He spent 5 total years at Memphis over in that American Athletic Conference, and then he was undrafted free agent when he was in the system with San Diego. He jumped around between low A and high A, played for the Lake Elsinore Storm in 2022, and then was up with the Fort Wayne Tin Caps of high A ball. Got 10 different games played. He had 2 losses, no wins, pitched 25 1/3 innings in high A ball, and that's all what these guys are trying to do right now is get back to that level. And Dens, he's a baller, and we're going to see it right here with the bases loaded and 2 gone.
Yeah, especially for him, and had really good numbers over at Memphis in his final season there. ERA under 2, but now this is a crucial spot here for him. Nick Pastor.
It's a lefty-lefty matchup too, which really favors Danny on the mound.
Yeah, it really does. You know, the left-handed hitters really don't like this kind of situation, but Nick Pastor, a veteran, can handle this.
It's coming in at 91. I think that's I don't know. He could be up to 93, 94 right now, just watching that ball come out of his hand.
He's hungry. He's ready to go. Wants to keep the score where it is. Great pitch right there, 91 again.
I still think he's gassing it up because we've seen a few guys touch that number today, and the ball just looks like it's feeding out of his hand like an Iron Mike.
He takes a long look over at Crump. Now throws, moves inside, gets it. Gets the umpire to call a strike. Goes 82 that time. And now just trying to get out of this here with one strike. We'll see if he does. Wow. And he will. Strike 3. Nick Pastor goes down swinging. Danny Dents gets the job done in a bases loaded situation. Limits the damage. But now the Unicorns are right in here. As we come back here and see what they respond after this here on the USPBL Network.
We're for people. The pioneers. The underdogs. The players. And the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
I'm all in with HR and Organizational Development Council.
I'm all in with Marketing and Business Development Council.
I'm all in with Operations and Member Experience Council.
I'm all in with CEO Council.
I'm all in with Lending Council.
I'm all in with CFO Council.
I'm all in with Technology Council.
Our credit union is all in with CUNA Councils.
Taking a look at the Chevrolet Pavilion out in left field. As we're getting ready to start the bottom half of the fifth inning, it's a 1-0 game between the Unicorns and the Mammoths. The Mammoths scoring on an error was reached on Anthony Sharkus. It was a fielding error by Triplett on a throw by Martin on a ground ball play, and just really crucial there for the Unicorns when Danny Dents came in with the bases loaded after Alex Loja got into some trouble to get out of it and limit the damage here for the Mammoths. And for the Mammoths, you would like to add more there than just one run, but you'll take the lead.
Definitely. I mean, Danny Dents is filthy. Just watching those last couple of pitches, he broke off an off-speed pitch to Nick Pastor that put him in a seatbelt. Very nice stuff from Dents. I expect him to come back out next frame, but he's going to be the go-to reliever in that exact same situation the entire rest of the year. Bases loaded, 2 outs, less than 2 outs. He's going to be your guy you call on if you're head coach Jim Essian.
Yeah, especially the talent we've mentioned and the experience over in the San Diego farm system, where you learn a lot down there, especially from other guys who either got drafted or got signed, in the free agency after the draft. So,
and you're not there for no reason. So we just saw why he just played low A and high A baseball with that Padres organization, because his stuff was really nice.
Going off speed there at 80 miles an hour. That time by Tate, who's back in. 2-2 pitch coming. And right down the middle for strike 3 at 90 miles an hour. Alex Crump takes a seat for out number 1.
That was the perfect spot. Low outside corner. I mean, that was perfect. Easy call there for home plate umpire Tim Heigl, because it was just painted by Jacob Tate right on that black. So well done to start the inning off. 5 left on base for the Unicorns tonight, 7 for the Woolly Mammoths, who only have that 1 run. So both sides have left their men stranded. And for the Unicorns, 3 of those in scoring position out of the 5.
Looking to change that here is with the top of the order, Baduras. And now for the Unicorns, 0 for 1 here tonight. Two-0 count on Baduras. Tate gets into his windup. It sets and throws. And a good location there at 87, but there's a few inches outside. Tate working quickly now. And lost him on 4 straight.
That's something we haven't seen from Jacob Tate. He worked a 1, 2, 3, fourth inning, I should say, and then started off with his second strikeout to Alex Crump. 4-pitch walk is not something that Jacob Tate does very often. Let's see how he battles with 1 on, 1 out.
Well, he'll face Joe Smith here. And we'll see how Tate does. You know, Tate was in a good control. No, you're going to have a hiccup there once every couple batters, but he's been able to find his command as Smith finds a hole into right. That is the 4th base hit of the evening for the Unicorns as Berdura stops at second. And now brings up D Triplet.
Yeah, Nick Pastor out in right field came out of that baseball a little quicker than I think Sam Baduras thought. There was a chance Sam was going to go first to third there, but had to hold up at 2. Loved the swing from Joe Smith. I know it was less than 2 strikes, but he was still able to fend that pitch off and put it the opposite way. We've seen a lot of good pieces of hitting from a lot of different guys here today, and it's promising for the rest of the evening and the rest of the season because obviously they want to put the best at-bats forward. They're not taking off any pitches.
Yeah, they always got to be able to be at the top of your game no matter what, regardless of what the score is or the situation. You want to be able to have that mindset, and for these guys coming in, especially the new guys who are trying to make a good first impression, not only to these coaches, but the scouts watching or everybody else. You're watching them for the first time, and you want to be able to start yourself on the right foot here, Tom. D Triplet now steps in. It's 1 for 2 today. And that single to right. It was a long single down in right field his last time up.
Yeah, both the balls D Triplet has hit today are pulled to the right side. So if I'm Jacob Tate, I'm trying to work away from him and try to get a little rollover ground ball to my second baseman.
Takes a big rip at that and miss downstairs. Going at it at 78 was Tate. Make it 2-1.
Until we see Triplet try to go the opposite way with a pitch on the outer half, I think Tate continues to work that way. Let's see where Combs, the catcher for the Mammoths, sets up.
Combs is in a good position. We're going to go a little bit over to the right of him. He decides to go behind Triplet, and both runners will advance no problem.
Yeah, Tate just hooked that pitch right there. Combs was set up on the outer half, and he pulled across his body, and that's why Scotty didn't make the catch behind the plate, because his entire body position was on the outside half, and that ball was on the complete other end of the plate, right at the feet of D Triplet. So a very tough pitch to grab. That's going to be a wild pitch to advance both. And now the best chance of the night to score a run with D Triplet at the plate and 2 in scoring position.
You have your best hitter, statistically, from college at the plate here, a Triplet. You want to get at least a run here, maybe 2 if you can. And right down the middle at off speed, right there at 81. That's a movement on a Triplet, was just a tad late on it.
Mammoths with their infield in as well. It's a smart move right now as it's a 1-0 game.
Payoff pitch coming, goes inside to load the bases. And now this is a prime opportunity for the Unicorns with the bags full and only 1 out. And you got the cleanup hitter, Jared Weber. In these kind of situations, though, being the leader, you have to come through here right now. Even though we're in the 5th inning, the opportunities have been very limited throughout this game so far. And you never know what's going to happen in the future. So,
yes. As Combs and Tate have this conversation, I mean, it wasn't really the worst thing in the world to walk D Triplet right there, who swings a very hot bat from the left side. You have the double play in order now, so a ground ball from Weber on the infield grass, especially up the middle, should get the job done. So the corner infielders will likely play in front of their bases on the grass cutout, and those 2 middle infielders in Garbasic and Williams-Nelson, they're going to look to turn 2 up the middle. So if Tate is able to roll some sort of a ground ball here, it's going to work out instead of second and third with your entire infield in. And a little more conversation here as Taylor Jellikowski, head coach of the Mammoths, is headed out.
Coach Taylor Jellikowski going to head over here to Tate. And it looks like we are going to have a change coming out as he gives up the baseball. So now the Unicorns with the bases loaded and one out. We'll see what they can do here. We have a pitching change for the Mammoths. We'll be back after this here on the USPBL Network.
Jimmy John's Field is the perfect venue for birthday parties, summer picnics, company outings, and provides the best entertainment in Metro Detroit with great baseball all summer long. Spend your summer nights under the lights at Jimmy John's Field in historic downtown Utica.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Today we're
pitching change for the Mammoths. Luke Drummond is on the bump here, coming in a difficult situation. And Drummond, a veteran in this league, has been on the hoppers for the last 2 years, Tom, and and Coach Taylor Jellikowski turning to him in this situation, similar to what Danny Dents did for the Unicorns last inning. This time only one out for the Unicorns here. So Drummond, we have a little bit more work to do here.
I think head coach Taylor Jellikowski made a nice move there going to the bullpen. You had Jacob Tate, who went 1 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. But Drummond, he played his entire college career, a little bit of his college career over at Birmingham Southern, one of the top 10 best Division III schools in the entire nation. So he, in his last year, posted up a 3.18 ERA.
Weber with a good swing, just a little late on it as it goes off the netting behind home plate. He was ready for that one, but going back to Drummond, it's a really talented pitcher for him, and his 3rd year in the league. Does have some good pitches to his name. He has a four-seam fastball, 2-seamer, slider, curveball, and a split changeup.
Yeah, we just saw the slider right there missing the bat of Jared Weber. He's down to his final strike here.
0-2 pitch coming from Drummond. Sends this one out into left field, but that one is going to go foul. Had a good shot on that one, but just went a little to the left of where we're at, and the fans were about to get out of their seats for that one, and that was just so close.
Yeah, Drummond had to go with the fastball there as Weber timed up that off-speed pitch. He was all over it, just way out ahead in front. Let's see what he deals here on the 1-2.
Base is still loaded. 1 out, 1-2. Missed outside. Good eye. Going back with that slider again, this time at 79. So 2-2, 1-0 lead for the Mammoths. So the Unicorns are knocking on the door, trying to take their first lead of the season. Popped up right into the infield. Garbasic underneath it. Makes the catch.
Yeah, we're going to get an infield fly roll on that play right there. So Weber not able to get the job done and Luke Drummond does get the job done on the mound coming out of the bullpen. So I know the inning's not over here, but we've seen a pretty great performance from both Danny Denz, who came in 2 outs, bases loaded, and now Drummond, who gets a pop-up there with 2 gone. So now the infield can take a deep breath, relax, and the entire infield now can play back in their respective positions.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit easier now. Now you can get it out at any base if you need to, as Sam Gurgley steps in. And he grounded out into that 5-3-2 double play. When Triplett was hesitating on running from third to home, and he was caught out at home on the throw by the first baseman of the Mammoths, Fox Liam. That was just another turning point in the game that the Unicorns had a good chance to score some runs on, as that one's one on the miss way below the strike zone.
That was low and inside, kind of the happy pitch there for Seth Gurgley. A lot of those lefties love that pitch low and inside towards their front knee, and he just missed that one. Drummond dominating right now.
1 strike away. Drummond, here's the pitch. Sends this one out into shallow left, and Nick Webb takes a few steps to make the catch, and the Unicorns strand the bases loaded again. It is still a 1-0 lead for the Westside Woolly Mammoths over the Utica Unicorns here on opening day. We'll be back for the 6th here on the USPBL Network.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Welcome back, everyone. Get ready to start the 6th inning of play in this 1-0 battle between the Utica Unicorns and the Westside Woolly Mammoths. The Mammoths up in front. Alex Johnson and Tom Cavanaugh with you here on this 2024 opening day for the USPBL, presented by our credit union. And the fans are in for a good one here tonight, Tom. And it's been a pitcher's duel on both sides. Just the 1 run on an error by the Unicorns that Anthony Sharkus reached on in the infield, and Unicorns have had their chances, early on in the game. Had a few chances throughout, but just unable to punch that run in.
Yeah, it's 8 left on base now with none across for the Unicorns. They've left them loaded twice. I mean, it's partially really great pitching, and then also on the other end, the batters, just need to get into the swing of things and be able to start hitting the ball harder.
I'll take a look at down here right behind home plate. Congratulations to those two on getting engaged. A proposal there.
That's what opening day is all about, man. Yes, sir. Making memories is just it's something you're able to do here at Jimmy John's Field, and no better spot on a beautiful Friday night. Perfect weather, clear skies, and very happy for those two as the newest couple here in Utica, Michigan at Jimmy John's Field.
Yeah, congratulations to them on their engagement. The Jimmy John's Field, this is a good place, for any outing, from birthdays.
We got the discount too.
Birthdays, to anniversaries, or things like that. It's just a good place. All those people in the scoreboard messages. This one's chopped right back over to short. Baggett throws it over to Triplett for the out.
And he looks like a real pro shortstop. We already talked about him, but with that arm and the clean glove transfer, he makes it look easy over there. And Dre Williams Nelson retired for the second time tonight. These Westside Woolly Mammoths, I know we just talked about Utica leaving a lot of men on. It's been 8 as well. Or sorry, 7 left on for the Mammoths, and they left them loaded last inning, even though they did score that 1.
Now Nick Webb steps in. 2 punch-outs for him tonight as he swings at that one on the fastball at 93 by Dens.
It doesn't get any easier for him now facing lefty on lefty against Danny Dens, who has this off-speed slider pitch that's going to break from about your jawline down to right in the middle of the plate. We're going to have time called.
Just take a look.
We got a baseball trapped in on the netting there. Tim Hockel wanted to make sure there weren't fans kind of hanging out there. That's a dangerous spot to be if you kind of are much too close to that netting there, because the foul balls will come straight back that way.
Yeah, try to keep everyone safe. A large netting goes way above here behind home plate as Dens misses that one upstairs at 85. And there's going to be a lot more lefties, in the league this year, Tom. There were very few, especially early on in the season. But now it's going to become more balanced, with more left-handed pitchers in the league, as this one skied way up in the air into right center. Going to be a long run, and a good job making that catch out in right field, Sam Baduris.
It's just underneath it a tad for Webb. Danny Dens continues to get outs. That's 3 straight retired after that first strikeout to Pastor to end the 5th inning. Scott Combs 0 for 1 with a walk. Love to see him crank one here and get things going for himself in that hit column.
Yeah, so far 2 hits for the Mammoths, both of them to Sharkus. Sharkus also responsible for the run. Check swing did not go, and I don't think. Take a look at the sunset here in downtown Utica. Sun's going down here on this gorgeous night for baseball. 66 miles an hour, so that one goes out of play. Gonna have the fireworks show presented by Magna after the game for the fans to watch down here at the field every Friday night. A fireworks spectacular.
I did it for the national anthem as well. I was like, oh my goodness, we got quite the production here at the USPBL. I mean, I'm very impressed. They really do it all for both the players and the fans. It's awesome.
Yeah, they do it every Friday night during the anthem. They shoot off the fireworks.
Could see some fireworks here if Dens is able to work back to a 3-1 count. Maybe give Scott Combs something nice to swing at.
Well, Dens takes a long look, trying to get back into it, and he won't that time. So a 2-out base runner for the Mammoths. Gonna bring up Jose Cedeno.
It's a great conversation here as Crump's able to go out there and chat it up with Dens. It's been a great outing so far for Danny Dens, but once you have that 4-pitch walk and things start to kind of carry away from you, Crump, being a very veteran catcher with a lot of experience, he knows he's got to go out there and kind of regroup and bring Dens in a little bit after 4 in a row. Yeah.
Stan's getting over there in the outfield grass and the lawn seats down there, having bring their blankets out and enjoying the night skies for a ball game. Opening day, though, has been good as advertised here so far, and the rematch from last year's championship game, the Mammoths were the regular season champions, and then the Unicorns making that miraculous run to win it all. And 1-1.
2 inside pitches to Jose Cedeno. 1 for a strike, 1 almost hit him. And Dens, he's challenging Cedeno inside right now.
1-1, away behind him, almost got him in the back.
Yeah, everything is coming out of Denz's hand on the arm side, and it's challenging, if that's the right word you want to use, on Jose Cedeno. He's still got to stare down the barrel of that gun right now as Denz is throwing mid to low 90s.
2-1 pitch. Way inside for ball 3. Denz is losing his control here just a little. After retiring the first 2, no problem.
You just got to hone it back in. Go back to what was working at the end of that 5th and to begin this 6th.
3-1 pitch. Got him to get a little knack at it.
And this is where you want to get Jose Cedeno with 2 gone. You do not want to put Alex Garbasic back up to the plate with runners on base. He's hit the ball on the screws the last 2 times up. Unfortunately for him, those were 2 lineouts, 1 for a double play, but Garbasic's been swinging it real nice.
We'll see if he gets a chance here with the 3-2. He will not. It's a drop third strike as Cedeno will go down swinging to end the inning. A 2-out walk for the Mammoths and nothing else, but they still have a 1-0 advantage over the Utica Unicorns. We head to the home half of the 6th here on opening day, right here on the USPBL Network. Don't go anywhere.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
I'm all in with HR and Organizational Development Council.
I'm all in with Marketing and Business Development Council.
I'm all in with Operations and Member Experience Council.
I'm all in with CEO Council.
I'm all in with Lending Council.
I'm all in with CFO Council.
I'm all in with Technology Council.
Our credit union is all in with CUNA Councils.
The fans are enjoying themselves here tonight. Yeah, the dance team, the USPBL dance team returning this season. Doing Shake It Off by Taylor Swift right now and getting the fans engaged, and the USPBL dance team always does a great job, getting the fans involved and getting them on their feet and ready to go, and we welcome them back.
And that's what this, obviously the league's partly about those players and being able to get them up into the next level, but it's also about the fans. Just being able to have somebody come out on a Friday night with their family and have an incredible experience, it's unforgettable. As you mentioned multiple times, obviously we saw a proposal down there on the field an inning ago, but even small stuff like that where you're able to do promotional events, you got the dance team going, you got JJ the dog, he's on the field as well, so they do such a great job here at the USPBL of engaging the fans and making it such an enjoyable experience every single inning, every single night.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a couple of good promotions coming up this weekend, Tom. We're going to have Mental Health Awareness Night tomorrow in the game, in the doubleheader against the Hoppers and the Beavers. And then Sunday, it's Bark in the Park. Bring your dog to the ballpark on Sunday afternoon for a rematch of this game between the Unicorns and Mammoths. That game will be at 1:05. All the games here on the USPBL Network. It's been a good start to this season.
A quiet one of that as well, with just 1 run scored through 5.5 innings. But you have to credit the pitching. We've seen so many different guys today, and that was the plan from both head coach Taylor Jellikowski of the Mammoths and Jim Essian of the Unicorns. Everybody's been performing well. We've seen maybe a couple shaky starts to some outings, but everybody has done a pretty solid job. Michael Esposito got the start for the Woolly Mammoths, and then Ben Kreisen got the same start for the Utica Unicorns, and both those guys put up 3 scoreless innings apiece. And, I mean, that's just kind of been the tale of the tape today with just 1 run scored in that 5th inning alone.
Unicorns, that one just Hit the inside part of the plate for strike 3. Tyler Shin nodding his head about that one.
I mean, nothing you can do there. Luke Drummond challenges you inside with a slider that starts on your hip and ends on the inside corner. That's a very tough pitch to hit, and getting frozen on that is very likely, and Drummond just threw it to perfection. Second strikeout for Luke.
And that's a veteran-type pitch there by Drummond, and you know what he's been seeing here in the last couple seasons, being on the hoppers and under head coach Ryan Cockey over there, who's done a great job working his hopper team over the last few seasons and building with Drummond and the rest of the pitchers on where they are today. And when you have a guy who's been in this league, who's known the system for 3 years now for Drummond, it gives you an advantage to the rest of your team, and especially in that rotation, so you can help the other guys who are just starting up or making that transition from the college game to the USPBL, and able to learn some tips from a really good, talented pitcher from Drummond.
Oh, yeah, he's got a wealth of knowledge that he's able to distribute throughout the rest of that bullpen, but also his comfort level is at an all-time high just because he's been in this league for now the 3rd straight year.
That one hits at the knees for strike 2. Patrick Baggett calling time. There are some fans there getting some autographs from the Unicorns. There's got the 2-2 pitch coming as that one's fouled off by Baggett. But always just fun to see those young fans getting happy when they get an autograph from one of the players.
And a couple ball boys down there as well. That's another position that can be filled by an onlooking fan, a young fan that wants to someday be in one of those dugouts.
Yeah, they all do their work here. And it's now 3-2 count. They have an important job as well, being ball boys and going after every foul ball that comes their way.
It's a good fight here from Patrick Baggett. Yeah, we've seen him strike out and fly out today, but working a 3-2 count against a very crafty Luke Drummond.
Take a look at the firm here. Fans with their blankets here, enjoying the night as Drummond forces Baggett to swing high, and that is just a really good pitch by Drummond. Once again, his second punch out of the frame, and he is just in control right now as Baggett heads to the dugout.
That high fastball at the shoulders near the letters as well. It looks really juicy, and then you have to elevate your hands and that barrel to that point, and it's much harder than it looks.
That brings up Sherman Martin. A couple of strikeouts for him tonight. The Chicago native looking for his first hit of the season. He hit .345 in his last year at Roosevelt, where he had 3 home runs and 28 RBIs. Well, this is a Roosevelt team that was in the NAIA, going to be moving into the GLIAC, playing teams like Wayne State and Saginaw Valley and Grand Valley, just to name a few of those teams, making that jump from the NAIA to Division II.
This slider from Luke Drummond right now, I mean, he is just catching so much of the plate and getting the outside corner.
There he does again, this time going with the fastball though, and he strikes out the side. What a phenomenal inning of work by Luke Drummond, sitting down the Unicorns. We head to the 7th, folks, after 6 innings of work. We'll be back right here on the USPBL Network. Welcome back. 7th inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field. Some more fans getting some autographs right now. That's the fans in the Unicorns hat. Waving at the camera, enjoying themselves, having themselves a night here at Jimmy John's Field. Opening day 2024, presented by our credit union.
And there's the starter, Ben Kreisen. He's out there signing some autographs. I think he's made a lot of new fans over the last couple of hours here, as he had a nice scoreless 3-inning start. Obviously, he pitched some of last year as well, but we got a new man on the mound after Danny Dens went an inning and a third. He gave up 1 hit, walked 1, gave up no runs, and struck out 2. It'll be Garrett Bonnet, the right-hander, on for Utica.
Yeah, coming in from LSU Shreveport, another NAIA school in the Red River Conference. Coming from Rockport, West Virginia. Coach Jim Essian told me he's known as a power pitcher. You know, this stat line from last season, 19 2/3 innings pitched, 16 strikeouts, 14 walks, and 19 appearances with a 3.20 ERA.
Yeah, if you have some time pitched at LSU Shreveport, you're a heck of a ball player. That is one of the top-notch schools in the NAIA, and he's going to give these Unicorns the best chance to keep it at a 1-0 game right now. Mammoths looking for some insurance as we head into the later innings of this one. And they're going to start off with Alex Garbasic, leadoff man, who we talked about last inning, has hit the ball hard twice today, but does not have a hit to show for it, as one was caught by the pitcher, and then a double play as another one was grabbed at second by Sherman Martin.
Yeah, 0 for 3 here today, but Garbasic, he's looking to get his first hit of the day, and we mentioned it's not been bad for him. No, he's had some hard hit contact, and sometimes things won't go your way. But for Garbasic, no, he's known as been a really good hitter throughout his time. At Madonna, and being on that team that's had so much success, and now coming in here tonight.
16 strikeouts compared to 14 walks last year for Bonnet on the mound. So trying to get a little more swing and miss here, as he did last year.
He did upstairs that time, going at it at 92 on the gun. Bonnet also came back to work, played at Ohio Valley before playing at LSU Shreveport, and I'm interested to see what he can do here in this 1-2 count, Tom.
Yeah, I think he might go with Garbasic. Another high fastball. Alex already struck out on one of those earlier today.
He does go upstairs, but Garbasic stays put at it and doesn't go after it. 2-2.
If you're a really good pitcher, what you do in that bullpen is you sit there and you analyze the previous at-bats of the hitters that you're going to face later in the ball game, so you can know their tendencies, which pitches they go after or not.
I want to just hit foul off of Garbasic. Keep it a 2-2 count.
Because if you know that Garbasic likes to chase that high fastball or a slider down and away, for example, then you know what to throw, and it makes it easier on you as a reliever getting those outs in a tight ball game.
2-2 pitch coming. Takes a couple of bounces over to Baggett. High throw over to Triplett, and they were able to get him in time by half a step.
A little in-between hop there for Baggett at shortstop. He fielded it clean, and we talked about his arm speed, and that's the only reason they were able to get Alex Garbasic at first. That was a slow chopper on the ground to shortstop, and I think Baggett wanted to charge in hard at it first. He ended up having to play it on an extra bounce, but a nice rollover ground ball to start for Garrett Bonnet on the mound. He's cooking already.
Yeah, it didn't come off really fast off the bat. Only 47 miles per hour on that exit velocity. As that's one right back over to Baggett again. Takes a long throw over to Triplett for the out. And Sharkus is retired.
Still only 2 hits on the board for the leading team, Westside Woolly Mammoths. And both of those to Sharkus. He almost had his third.
He's done his job here tonight, and
that was his first time being retired, too. He was already reached 3 times today. So another hard hit ball, but Patrick Baggett makes a nice play at shortstop. He has been busy over there at short today for the Unicorns.
He has, and been working through it here. 6 ground ball outs to him here tonight.
And he's made them all, knock on wood for him. But, I mean, he's been really nice over there and a big asset to this team.
Got some more fans over there having themselves a good night here tonight. And this 1-0 game, Mammoths in front, despite only having 2 hits. Capitalize in the 5th inning and reaching on error as Liam sends this one out into right. And good job right there by Sherman Martin, going all the way from near second base to make the catch. And now we're heading now into the 7th inning stretch. It's a 1-0 game for the Mammoths. It's now time for the Genesee Credit Union 7th inning stretch. Welcome back, everyone. Bottom half of the 7th inning here at Jimmy John's Field. It's a t-shirt toss right now for the fans, getting out of their seats after saying, "Take me out to the ball game." And they're in for a treat here tonight. Luke Drummond gets back on the bump for the Mammoths, who was in control so far after coming in with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 5th inning. Well, Coach Taylor Jellikowski is sticking with him right now and trying to keep the score where it is.
Drummond's going to keep doing his thing. I mean, he struck out the side last inning, as you mentioned, and then he did give up a walk to D Triplet back in the 5th. Or sorry, he came in right after the D Triplet walk, so he's retired 5 in a row since entering the contest.
Now he'll face Crump to start the 7th. The Unicorns just trying to tack on a run. Haven't had really anything to show for with their 4 hits. No, 2 chances, no, in the 1st inning, in the 5th inning with the bases loaded. No, in the 3rd inning, they had a couple runners in scoring position as well. And you look back on those plays and see where you could have done differently in those situations. As Alex Crump skies this one out into left, it's going to stay in the ballpark as that one is hauled in by Jose Cedeno.
It's another glaring stat, Alex. 10 total strikeouts so far today for the Unicorns. I know it's game 1, but whenever you have 10 strikeouts, that's never going to be a recipe for success in winning a ball game. You got to give credit to these Mammoth pitchers. They've really sat down these hitters all day long. They got multiple guys in the bottom of the lineup with multiple strikeouts. Mammoth's just executing perfectly on the bump.
And that pitching that they've improved on this season, getting guys like Drummond, and we saw Tate here tonight that had a good job. Bo Atkins, we're probably going to see, I don't know, either sometime tonight or maybe on Sunday. He's another veteran in that rotation from the Mammoths last season. Just a few guys that you see that we're going to be interesting to keep an eye on throughout the course of the season, Tom. And Taylor Jellikowski always does a good job of finding the guys that he wants that fits his system. You mentioned being over the head coach over at Macomb Community College and building that program.
He did a heck of a job. I mean, last year they were 5-20 in conference in the MCCAA. This year they were 20-5 and were Eastern Conference champions, and that a big part of Taylor Jellikowski.
Sam Berduris goes down swinging. That's another strikeout for these Unicorns here tonight. That's number 11.
That's another filthy slider that just wipes out Baduras from the batter's box right there. It's a tough pitch because you don't recognize the spin until the ball's already on you, and that starts in the middle of the zone, and Baduras thinks that he's going to be able to attack that pitch, but it misses the bat outside off the plate because of that run it has away from the righty. Drummond's got that down pat right now, and he's using it whenever he can and is getting good results.
Misses that one inside though, but he's had good movement. He's been accurate on his pitches for the most part, and able to just read what the batters are seeing. As Smith gets this one out into left, it's going to drop in right in front of Cedeno. A 2-out base knock for Joe Smith. He had one back in the 5th. We'll see if a 2-out rally is coming for the Unicorns.
Triplets reach twice, and Drummond got to be careful here with the big swing in D, as D triplet I should say. He's got that slider down at low and inside.
You just want to be very careful on how you take your pitch. If you're a triplet, Drummond's going to throw everything you got for you, and he's had some good swings, that just missed, but as a powerful hitter from Cumberland University, it's something you want to be able to keep an eye on, see if he can come through. Check swing, called strike. Got him at 87 right down the middle.
With 2 outs, you got to be not as aggressive as you'd like to be if you're triplet in the box, but if he gets something good, you got to unload on it.
Just wants to wait for that perfect pitch. He does get a good eye inside. You have Weber waiting on deck. If you can be able to get it to him, he has a base hit tonight.
That Joe Smith base hit also broke up a 7 retired streak for Luke Drummond since he came in the contest back with 1 out in the 5th.
And took a big rip there. Got him there. And that changeup at 81. So 2-2 on triplet. With Smith on first, 2 outs here in the home half of the 7th. Two pitch outside. Smith gonna steal second, as it was a late throw by Combs to Garbasic. And now, if you're able to get one out there past, either short or anywhere out in the infield, Smith has a good chance to score.
He's got some speed. Could look at taking third as well, but I doubt it. That was a tough play for Combs, as it was a glove side catch, and he had to come all the way across his body to try to throw down there. We've seen a lot of good jumps from first base trying to steal a bag.
Payoff pitch is upstairs and away. So Triplet gets his 2nd walk of the night, and now Weber will come on in.
The 2 times Weber's been retired today, there have been pop-outs to the left side of the infield. And Drummond, his first batter faced was Jared Weber in the 5th with the bases loaded.
Got him to pop out to Garbasic his last time up, and the Unicorns have been struggling tonight with runners in scoring position. So many chances we've mentioned throughout the entire broadcast, and you got to come through here right now, because you're running out of chances.
Yeah, those outs are starting to become limited. Once you reach that 8th inning, the anxiety starts to raise if you're still scoreless on the board or trailing at any point.
Oh, already in an 0-2 hole is Weber. Drummond trying to close this inning out.
Well done by Scott Combs. That was a spiked fastball low and outside, and he's able to get some glove on it.
Yeah, good work by Combs, another veteran in this league, right behind the dish.
He's going to be a brick wall back there in front of the actual brick wall that backs up Jimmy John's field.
Drummond gets set. Swing and a miss. Weber goes down swinging, and the Unicorns will strand 2 more. And we're headed to the 8th inning. It's a 1-0 Mammoths lead here on opening day. We'll be back after this here on the USPBL Network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
You hear about the promo that Jimmy's John's got going on? 5 off 20? How they pulling it off? Magic? You got David's Copperfields in there? Show yourself, Copperfields!
Jimmy John's. $5 off orders of 20 or more.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. We were using a national payroll company that would only do the payroll, and we had another branch that would only do healthcare benefits, and then we also had another group of HR. So having a company like Tryon that's able to do all three of those things in one makes life so much easier for us. The PEO model that Tryon does so well helps us keep our quality employees.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Taking a look at the band over out at the Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union stage, right over there, providing some entertainment for the fans here on opening night, presented by our credit union. It's been a great game so far. Glad to have you with us here on YouTube and Facebook Live, and it's just been a great night for baseball here, Tom, to start off the 9th season of the USPBL, and been a good showing here so far. As we got a new pitcher for the Unicorns. It's going to be Connor Tomasic.
Yeah, Thomas is going to take over for Garrett Bonnet, who had a nice 1-2-3 inning, inducing a pair of groundouts to short and a pop out to second base. And Connor Tomasic spent his first year of college ball at Purdue. For his first 2 years, back in 2019, 2020, and then he went up to Michigan State, my alma mater, in 2022, and he showed out for a 4.43 ERA in 65 innings. He gave up 64 hits and 39 runs in that time, 41 strikeouts compared to 26 walks in those 65 innings. Connor's legit. I've seen him pitch in the past. We got to cover Michigan State, and you know how good he is from the right side. He's very crafty with also a dominant fastball.
Yeah, he has been really a key piece in that rotation for Coach Jim Essian and the pitching staff over there, and he's done his job. Now facing the heart of the order, Florentino, Pastor, and Nelson here. Growing up being a Chicago Cubs fan, as that one is tap foul by Florentino. Two-one is the count. That one way high, 3-1 on Francis Florentino. Florentino, a quiet night for him, 0 for 2 and a walk in his first game back in the USPBL. 3-1 pitch, missed upstairs for a walk.
Second time Florentino's reached. There's a chance he takes off. I know it's only a 1-0 game, but Mammoths looking for a few extra runs to give that crooked number cushion with the back half of their bullpen coming in. Luke Drummond just threw his second full inning of action, so we'll see if he comes back out or if they go to the bullpen one more time.
Thrown over. Florentino had a big lead.
He came back standing up on that. Right there, Florentino does not get down dirty back to the bag. I don't think he was ready for that pickoff play there. And the result is an out because of him not diving back hands first there. So just base runner immediately wiped off. And like you said earlier in the game, Alex, those kind of mistakes are going to happen. We saw Pastor get picked off at first earlier in the contest, and those type of things are going to happen. Once these guys get in the groove and they start to play every single day once again, those will start to minimize.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he was really ready for that. He was just
not at all. No. You're 100% right there, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of was just like standing there, and then all of a sudden they were throwing over. He threw it over to Triplett, and he gets tagged out.
You got to give Tomasic some credit. That was a wicked fast move over to first.
Tomasic, the 1-1 count. Take a look at his last season's numbers here, Tom. They had a 2-2 record, ERA a little bit high at a little over 4.5. Did have 22 strikeouts compared to 16 walks. 8.4 strikeouts per 9 in 11 games. Also started in 6 of those. So he does have experience in both roles. It's for many of these guys coming in, getting some experience being both as a starter and as a reliever.
And you got to show your stuff in both spots, because those pro scouts with those professional organizations, they want to see if you can do both.
Pastor swung and missed and lost his bat in the process as it flew away from him and going on that swing.
He's not going for any pine tar or that pine tar spray, so maybe it's just a fluky one-time thing. But usually when you see that happen, guys will want to get a little sticky stuff on their hands there to help grip that bat.
That's all good now. 3-2. He goes at it again, and Tomasic gets the second out of the inning, his first punch out of the season.
That elevated fastball again. He had been missing with that pitch to the first batter, Florentino, and then most of that at bat, the 3 balls that he threw were high and out of the zone, but he's able to locate that one perfectly and gets a chase pitch, or chase swing, I should say, from Pastor. And that's a quick 2 outs after a leadoff walk. It's 2 gone, nobody on.
Now William Snelson trying to keep the inning going. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a couple of ground ball outs. Coming from the Houston, Texas area. I imagine he is in his 2nd season. I was able to talk with him for a few moments before the game, and he's really happy to be back. And this team had a lot of good chemistry last season, winning the regular season and making it to the championship game. And able to do a lot of work in the offseason, getting himself better, doing a lot of training. That's for a lot of these guys who to get better, especially with all that time off. As he takes a strike at 83 from Tomasic. Has some good movement on his fastball and his changeup that he has. I'm talking with Coach Essing about him and what he's done in the offseason to improve his play. Tomasic again, that one curved in at 78, and he's fallen behind 3-1. Still a 1-0 game. Mammoths on the board. They scored in the 5th inning on an error. 3-1 pitch. Slow roll right back to the mound as Tomasic throws it over to Triplett to end the inning. We're heading to the bottom half of the 8th. The Unicorns trailing by 1. We'll see what they can do here and try to break this goose egg. We'll be back after this right here on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Fans getting ready to watch the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's been a 1-0 game between the Mammoths and the Unicorns. Looking forward to the finish of this one as Luke Drummond's night is done. What a great work by him here tonight, Tom, as he turns it over now to Bo Atkins of the Mammoths.
It was a great outing from Luke Drummond. Really, really impressive from him, going 2 2/3 innings, striking out 5. I mean, can't ask for much more from him. He walked 1, gave up 1 hit, gave up 1 stolen base, but no runs across, and it still holds a 1-0 lead for Westside.
The Mammoths have another really good pitcher coming in. Bo Atkins, like I said, 6'2", 190 right-hander from Riverton, Illinois. Also played at an NAIA school, Central Methodist University. Have had some good success over the last few seasons down there. Take a look at last season's stats for Bo Atkins. Really good in his 15 appearances and 39 innings pitched. He has also had 3 starts. ERA at 3.92 and a good strikeouts to walks for him. 43 strikeouts compared to 19 walks. So he's just been a really good piece in this pitching staff for Coach Taylor Jellikowski. And he's also in his 3rd season in the league. He came in near early June of the 2022 season.
He's pitched more and more each year. Featured in 11 games back in 22 and then 15 games in 23, so expect even more time on the mound for Atkins.
Gurgley will step in. He's 0 for 2 here tonight. Outside 3-0 inside rather. Gurgley, I mentioned playing at Indiana State University as well as Purdue as he takes a strike 3-1 at 91. Gun. It'll be Tyler Shin and Patrick Baggett to follow in this inning as he sends this one way out of play.
And I know we've seen our fair share of walks and strikeouts too, but you got to give credit to these pitchers and their ability to battle through counts. Going down 3-0 or 3-1 and being able to work through to a full count or dominate for a strikeout and not lose hitters. I mean, these pitchers have really been dialed in here working these counts.
Payoff pitch. Makes one hop over to Nelson. Throws it over to Fox Liam as a speedy Gurgley was trying to get there but couldn't for out number 1.
Nice backhand play from Dre Williams-Nelson. He had to be very quick on the exchange there because that was a high bouncer. And as you said, Gurgley very speedy down that line coming out of the left-handed batter's box, which gives him a little extra advantage there.
Tyler Shin steps in. Outs are becoming a premium now for Unicorns as we're in the home half of the 8th.
This game could change at any time, though. One swing of the bat, it could completely change the outlook of this ball game since it's just a 1-0 lead.
This one's skied way up in the air. Williams calling for it and able to make the catch.
And I think these batters are just going to need a game or two to just get back in the swing of things. We'll see some outrageous games with double digits scored on both sides throughout the entire season. Today we might not be having that same story, but it is game 1. We have to always remember that. And guys aren't going to come out here and hit 2 home runs and 5 or 6 doubles. I mean, Anthony Sharkus, as we said, the only 2 hits on the day for the Woolly Mammoths, and he's making his case for player of the game at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, but we'll see what the Unicorns can do here with 4 outs remaining.
I also like Luke Drummond in that category as well for player of the game with 5 strikeouts.
This one is a blooper into center, and Patrick Baggett with a 2-out base knock to keep the inning alive.
Love to see that from Patrick right there. He's been playing a really clean infield all day, struck out twice, and he gets it back right there with a nice shot up the middle.
See if you can keep it going here for Sherman Martin.
That's something that the Unicorns have done a few times today. They'll retire the first 2 and then get a base runner with 2 outs and nobody on. or sorry, 2 outs, and then they get a base runner. So it's tough to really work from behind in that aspect when you're down to your final out in the inning and you just finally get a base runner. But Baggett with speed over there at first. I would not be surprised if he challenges the catcher, Scott Combs, and steals second right here.
We'll see what he can do here. Martin goes the other way, and that one gets past. A diving play out by Pastor. This one is going to go all the way to the wall. Rounding third, trying to go all the way home is Martin. The throw, the tag, and they got him.
Wow.
However, he ties up the game at 1. As scoring all the way from first base as Patrick Baggett. Pastor was trying to make the diving play, went past him, went all the way to the wall, and Sherman Martin almost had himself a Little League home run.
What a relay right there. Those are the type of balls that go for the inside the Parkers. Not that time. Beautiful throw from the second baseman, Dre Williams-Nelson.
We're tied up at 1. We're heading to the 9th. We'll be back on the USPBL Network.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
We've had 8 innings in the books, and we are off to the 9th inning here at Jimmy John's Field. It is a 1-1 game thanks to Sherman Martin III, who got an RBI triple. Nick Pastor almost had himself a diving catch, but went past him on the play, and it resulted in Patrick Baggett scoring all the way from first base and Martin getting thrown out at home.
I mean, that was something. Those are the type of plays that go for inside the Parkers. When it's on a line like that and you dive to try to make the catch, it's a tough play for Nick Pastor because you want to try to get the out, but you risk the ball trailing all the way back to the wall. And Sherman Martin III, very speedy. And you saw all the way head coach Jim Essien was sending him around for an inside the Parker to take a 2-1 lead. I love that. You got to try to be aggressive, make the defense, make a play, and they did. Dre Williams-Nelson on the cutoff threw a bullet down to Combs at home, and he was out by a couple of steps.
Yeah, it was just really close there. I thought maybe the Pastor maybe got a touch on it. Maybe it could have been called in there. That's why I said it was maybe a little league home run. But I mean, inside the park home run, they didn't give an error. I think that was a good choice not to give anything to Pastor.
Oh no, definitely not. Definitely not. That's a hit all day.
It's going to be Nick Webb, Scott Combs, and Jose Cedeno here in the 9th inning. Now it's a 1-1 game. The Unicorns able to come across here with a run. Desperately needed that here. They have 7 hits on the board compared to the Mammoths 2.
Mm-hmm. The 2 from Sharkus. It's been Sharkus versus the Unicorns today in the hit column.
Look at that one out into right, but not deep enough. Hauled in by Baduras.
Yeah, with no wind popping out right now, that ball's really going to have to be nailed off the barrel of the wood bat to have a chance of getting out of here. The dimensions are relatively short in the corners. In center field, you're looking at 395, but left field line, we're 315, and in right, it's 320. So, I mean, every out here out at these dimensions.
Chase Ballman into the game for the Unicorns. Scott Combs swings to the first pitch. into center. And what a nice grab by Sherman Martin.
He's doing it all for the Unicorns right now.
Just taking a long run back over to make that catch. Just taking a look at it here, just an incredible job. As that one could have dropped into center, but good job, good communication. As Seth Gurgley was over in center, Martin called him off to make that play, and
that's the biggest thing about being an outfielder is communication. If you're a youngster out there watching right now, talking with your outfielders at all times, even if the ball's a ground ball in the infield, if you can just get in the habit of talking with your outfielders and communicating, that ball will never fall between you.
That one goes foul on Jose Cedeno, who's 0 for 3 here tonight. Being in the number 9 spot here tonight, but looking for him to continue to grow here in his first game in the USPBL. And we mentioned a lot of the things he's done in the farm system for the Phillies. As he takes a pitch right there, 89 from Bauman. Bauman, another really good pitcher on this Unicorn squad. And now with the game tied, it takes that pressure off of you a little bit, but you want to be able to keep the score where it is, as Cedeno sees that one go way outside.
I mean, this is just a baseball rule. It's really tough, or just I guess a trick of the trade is 1-0 wins are very hard to come by. So you need to score more than 1 run, and at this point, we've seen it's already tied up 1 apiece. So skating by 1-0 and shutting out the other team on opening night it's quite a feat. And they weren't able to do it as Sherman Martin. He made a really nice play just a moment ago, and he drove in the single run of the night for the Utica Unicorns.
Payoff pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Jace Bauman gets the job done. Sends the Mammoths down in order, and we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Unicorns are going to try to walk it off here. We come back right here on the USPBL Network.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARPCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARPCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARPCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarpcom.com.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Opening day has been good as advertised. Getting ready to begin the home half of the 9th. The Unicorns came back in the 8th inning to tie the game up at 1, thanks to Sherman Martin with an RBI triple to bring in Patrick Baggett with 2 outs nonetheless. Almost got himself an inside the park home run. But now they have a chance to win the game here in the 9th. Bo Atkins is back to work. It's going to be 9-1-2, Crump, Maduris, and Smith. Kind of similar to how the last year's championship was. And with the Unicorns coming back to win that game and to win the championship, and now they're going to try to get a win here on game 1 of the season.
The biggest start for this bottom of the 9th is find a way to get your leadoff man aboard.
Alex Crump.
It was an Adrian Beltre swing right there.
Yeah, trying to go at it with that big swing and a miss. Crump tonight 1 for 3. Oh, an offering from Atkins. He's got a piece of it there, 0-2.
And Atkins going right at him. fearless on that bump right now for the Mammoths, throwing 2 four-seam fastballs. First one got by Crump, and the second one just barely touched on. See if either side makes an adjustment here on the 0-2.
The 0-2 pitch coming from Atkins. Crump getting set. That one goes up high, 1-2. Make sure to tune in tomorrow, day 2 of the USPBL season. We've got a doubleheader for you. Beginning at 5:30, it's going to be the Hoppers and the Beavers. And then the second game will be 30 minutes after the conclusion of game 1. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. It'll be 1-2. Both games tomorrow will be 6-inning games. Going to be interesting to see how the Hoppers and Beavers perform in their debut of the 2024 season. 2-2 pitch coming. This missed high. We're ball 3. That was a really close pitch.
Tough one to lay off of, too, if you're Alex Crump right there. 2-2, bottom 9. You want to be a guy that makes an impact to win your ball game here, but that's some patience and some discipline in that box from the catcher.
Payoff pitch coming. Swing and a miss by Crump. Going down after swinging. Sam Baduris is going to come in now to the top of the order. Swing and a miss again by Baduris. A couple of punch outs and some walks here tonight.
Baduris has reached twice. He struck out twice, but I think he's due right here to find the base paths.
0-2 pitch. Inside 1-2. Atkins takes a long look at home plate. Gets to his windup. 1-2. Upstairs 2-2.
I like what we're seeing from Bo Atkins, but you can't get too comfortable using that fastball. I know he's mixed in some off-speed pitches too, but it just takes one swing, and all these guys have some pop, especially Baduris.
2-2 pitch coming. Baduris, he went too far. Strike 3.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. I guess Atkins can go with that four-seamer all day long and get swing and misses. That's the second straight batter that Bo Atkins challenges with that fastball at the letters on the outer half, and he gets both Crump and Baduris swinging at it. It's very impressive what we're seeing right now out of the hand of Bo Atkins.
Absolutely. He's been doing well after giving up the tying run. Now Joe Smith now. Will the Unicorns pull a 2-off rally here again? So 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0. Gonna have, if this game stays where it's at, we'll have the extra inning sudden death rule come into play. As it's ball 3.
That's a good starting spot right here. Even though no base runners, Atkins can still challenge and come back in this at-bat, or Joe Smith, who's already got a stolen bag tonight, could find his way on.
Now the 3-0, and he was about to just drop the bat.
Every time. Home plate umpire Tim Heigl, if he sees you try to usher that bat out of the zone and walk down to first, 9 times out of 10, he is going to bring you right back in with the hook.
3-1 count. Now he's facing the count full. He was just kind of not happy about that 3-0 pitch that got called back for a strike.
Got to go. 3-2. Atkins is going to come with his best stuff right here.
3-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Atkins gets the job done. And on opening day of the season, we will have extra innings. The extra innings sudden death rule is in play here on opening night.
Why not, Alex? I love it. 1-1 tie. We're seeing some great baseball tonight, and we're going to see who wins it. Obviously, it's that half inning of work, but coin toss is coming up in a few.
Yeah, so both managers are going to come out here for the coin toss. So the Unicorns, since they're the home team tonight, they will decide heads or tails, and then they will decide if they want to play offense or defense. If they choose to go on offense, they'll have a runner on first base. You know, the guy who made the last out, which will be Joe Smith at first base. He would get there, and they would have 3 outs to score. But if the defense does their job and doesn't allow them to score, they win. So for the Mammoths, the guy who would be on would be Mammoths will be defense. So the Unicorns will head back up to bat here in this extra half inning rather, in this 1-1 game.
So it'll be 6 straight outs, or 6 straight, I guess, potential outs coming up here as the side was struck out between Crump, Baduras, and Smith, and now Triplett, who was ready to hit the field if they won that coin toss. He's going to have to grab a bat and hit right now. So they'll throw a runner on first base, and we'll see what happens in these 3 outs. We got a new pitcher on the mound as well, coming in at the last second here for Westside.
Yeah, take a look at it here. Going to be interesting to see here for Taylor Jellikowski picking defense. No, some teams would prefer that. No, the guys who they have in their lineup, but it would have been the top of the order for the Mammoths.
Yep.
If they would have decided to decided to go offense, but Taylor Jellikowski is going to stick with his defense here and try to get them a victory here tonight. And it's the same thing as last year. Last year we had an opening night. We had an opening night sudden death game that was won by the Hoppers against the Mammoths last year on opening day. So for the second year in a row, we're starting game 1 in extra innings.
Don't want it any other way. I know it's a different rule here than a lot of people are used to for extra innings, but this is how you help games go a little quicker and stay within that time limit that we have. So let's see if the crafty lefty here can shut them down, or if the Unicorns can have that thrilling come from behind victory.
We'll see what they can do here. Asking just warming up, finish up the warm-up pitches here for the Mammoths. But this was just a good game throughout. If you're just tuning in, you know, the Mammoths got the lead in the 5th inning, held it on since then. But then the Unicorns in the bottom of the 8th inning pulled a 2-out rally. Patrick Baggett got a single, and then Sherman Martin III scored an RBI triple to bring him home, and almost had an inside the park home run. As the Mammoths getting back out on defense here. Just trying to get 3 outs here to secure this victory. So this is going to be interesting here. So we're going to have the runner on first, that's Smith. And it's going to be Triplett here to bat. Then Weber. So it's going to be Cameron Sywert coming in here in this 10th inning for the Mammoths. Smith at first, D. Triplett in the batter's box. Sywert, the lefty from Jacksonville, Florida. Remember here, if there will be no bottom half of the 10th inning, so if the Mammoths don't allow a run here, they win the game. So
Smith can steal a bag too at first base. He's not going right now, but possibly. Even though there's a lefty on the mound, a stolen bag already tonight for Joe Smith on first base, and the Triplett Obviously has that one knock to right field, but he's also reached 2 other times. He's going to be selective here.
Sywert is going to get a mound visit here from Combs. So 1 run, 7 hits, and an error tonight for the Unicorns. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the Mammoths here on opening day, presented by our credit union. The fans are going to have to wait a little bit longer here. They're waiting anxiously for the fireworks and the kids running the bases after the game. Fans able to stick around. And this 1-1 count here on Triplett. Now the 1-1. That's a good movement out of that one at that breaking ball at 73.
That's a beautiful pitch from Seawer right there, just freezing Triplett in the box.
Gonna try to do it again. Now the 1-2. Smith is on the move, but Triplett gets a piece of it.
And there goes Joe Smith. He was looking to take the bag. That would have been a pretty sweet hit and run right there if Triplett was able to put something on the ground to second base.
So first base, nobody out here for the Unicorns. Trying to get a come from behind victory. This gets another piece of it there.
And I like the call from head coach Taylor Jellikowski to elect defense. I know it's the popular choice when you win the coin toss, but essentially you have to make the Unicorns beat you with the bats, which is how they would have had to do it in the bottom half of the 10th if we were playing a full inning anyways.
So he's going to decide to go here with Seaward, just not a fast throw over the first.
Trying to keep Joe Smith close. You got to check on those runners. If you ever get complacent on the mound and forget about those base runners, that's when they swipe a bag.
Now he's on the move. Combs throws. The tag is not in time. Smith with a stolen base, his second of the evening. It's a 2-2 count now. And now Triplett just trying to get one past the infield here. And with Smith's speed, he could possibly score.
And D. Triplett's working a heck of an at-bat right now, giving Joe Smith time to steal second. He'd been toying with the idea for a couple of pitches, and he finally does it, even though it was a really nice throw from Scott Combs behind the dish. Bang, bang play.
2-2 pitch, check swing. Did he go? No, he did not.
It's always a tough angle for that field umpire. Obviously, we don't have all the different umpires at every single base, so when you're up the middle there as that field ump, tough to make that call. I don't think Triplett went around for sure, but
they wanted to appeal, and they didn't win it for the Mammoths, so yeah, he was close. But now he just gets a walk. He's walked 3 straight times. Runners now on first and second, nobody out. Brings up Jared Weber.
Triplett's on for the 4th time today out of 5 chances. And his run doesn't mean anything down there at first base, so he has to stay a very short lead, make sure he doesn't get backpicked or anything, and just play a clean base running action there at first base as you get Jared Weber.
First and second now. All eyes are going to be on Smith. And Seward is going to try to get out of this, and just misses on that pitch. It looked like a really good pitch at 88 miles an hour, but just below the knees.
Corner infielders in front of their bases, along with the second baseman as well, Dre Williams-Nelson. It's only Garbasic deep at shortstop.
Sends this one out into right center field. Pastor going back and makes the catch. Smith goes to third, and he advances. And now he is 90 feet from home. Weber does his job.
Hit that deep enough to to allow Smith to move on to third base. That's money right there. It's all he needed to do, and Jared Weber knew that. He knew he didn't have to hit a 3-run home run right there to win the game. All he needed to do was muscle a baseball in the air to a deep outfield position, and it was perfect.
Now runners on the corners, and Taylor Jellikowski is going to come out. Won't see any action in the pen, but I think he's just going to have an infield visit here with his guys. With runners on the corners, Seth Gurgley, he could get a sacrifice fly to win it, or get something on the ground.
And today for Seth, he's put the ball on the ground twice, and he's popped up to third base once. He was also hit by a pitch, so a ground ball to third, a ground ball to second base. I think you got a pretty good shot at a double play right here, even though Gurgley is extremely fast out of the left-handed box. If you're the infield right now, and this is probably part of the conversation for head coach Jellikowski and the Mammoths, if you're trying to turn a double play, you better be sure you can turn two, because if they miss Gurgley at first, this game is over. They want to make sure that they can get him. Oh, they're going to put him on. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, so they were going to intentionally walk him.
We might get a pinch runner as well in for Triplett. Nope, they're going to send him back. Never mind.
So it's going to be up to Tyler Shin now with the bases loaded, 1 out, and a chance to win the game for the Unicorns. Smith at third, Triplett at second, and then Gurgley at first.
Tyler Shin, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. He's gone down looking and swinging once apiece.
But this is a good opportunity for him to be the hero.
He's put one on the ground to second, and he popped out to second as well. So everything the opposite way, and he's facing the lefty here, Cameron Seward.
Seward takes out, gets a sign from Combs. First pitch, right down the middle. That pitch only at 72 on the gun. Seward gets set in his motion. Right at the knees for strike 2. Goes back with the fastball that time at 89. Seward gets set. 0-2 pitch. Outside and low, 1-2.
Combs going to do everything he can to keep that ball in front. Seward cannot be afraid to throw those off-speed pitches in the dirt, anything a little bit low or high. Combs is going to do his job and keep it in front.
Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Shin goes down swinging for out number 2, and now it's going to bring up Patrick Baggett.
That was a filthy pitch right there from the lefty. My goodness, nothing you can do right there in Shin. He started his swing before that ball fell down into the dirt. Well done from Cameron on the mound. And Baggett with a base hit. He scored the only run of the day for the Unicorns. Why doesn't he drive in the second one to win the ball game right here? Let's see it.
Comes down to him here. First pitch. That one dropped by Combs. 1-0. Patrick Baggett, one of the returning players from that championship team a year ago. Trying to get a victory here in game 1. And takes a strike at 89 miles an hour. 1-1. Mammoths trying to strand the Unicorns again with the bases loaded.
That would be the 3rd time in this ballgame if they can complete it.
1-1 pitch. It's outside 2-1. Goes back with the off speed.
Seward's going to empty the kitchen sink right here, all in front of Baggett. Every single pitch he's got, whatever he's most confident with, he is going to throw in this position right here with 2 gone.
Trying to get out of the jam and close the door. That one goes inside, 3-1. Now you got to be careful here.
Baggett's going to get something good, but he's going to be disciplined at the same time.
Seward with this 3-1 pitch coming. Patrick Baggett at the plate. Here's the pitch. Lost him, ball 4. And the Unicorns win on opening day. on a walk-off walk by Patrick Baggett. They were trailing the entire game. They came back to tie it in the bottom of the 8th inning on an RBI triple by Sherman Martin III. And then Patrick Baggett, here in this sudden death inning, gets a bases loaded walk to bring in the run, and the defending champs start their season 1-0.
What a game. I mean, 3 total runs scored in the contest. As you said, they tied it up in the 8th, scored the final 2 runs of the game, and Baggett just had to sit there and watch. Seward had a great strikeout to Shin, but could not complete that final out right there. It came down to the final batter. My goodness, Alex, what a first game, man. That was a lot of fun. I cannot wait for the rest of this season and what it holds, considering what we just saw on opening day.
That's a great night here for baseball, Tom. What a great victory for the Unicorns, winning 2-1 in the sudden death extra innings over the Westside Woolly Mammoths. We're going to take a break. We're going to have so that's going to do it for us here today, actually, here on the USPBL Network. A 2-1 victory for the Utica Unicorns over the Westside Woolly Mammoths here on opening day. Patrick Baggett with the walk-off walk to get the come-from-behind victory for the Unicorns. On behalf of everyone here on the broadcast, on behalf of partner Tom Cavanaugh, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning into tonight's game, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Hoppers and Beaters right here on the USPBL Network. Have a good night, everyone.
If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Going back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together, divided we fall. Ain't no turning back, we done came too far to turn around and have a seat now. We don't compare, cause we unicorns. Illuminate the dark with my uniform. Every time you see me stand up and salute me, it ain't no competition, not even from you. If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Going back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together, divided we fall. Ain't no turning back, we done came too far to turn around and have a seat now. We don't compare, cause we unicorns. Illuminate the dark with my uniform. Every time you see